Okie dokie, happy Sundusty gamers. We are starting Lynette's freaking Hangout event today because, yeah. um, it is the last bit of patch 4.5 content I want to cover, and I am getting a bit tired of I'm getting a bit tired of checking out 4.5 stuff. This patch is absolutely such a sleeper patch. Checks and cats. This is about Lynette. Let me read up about it. There should be something around here. Where is it? Oh, there's nothing. There's nothing special. Okay, just do this. Where do I go? Where do I go? There seems to be a familiar figure near the hotel, whatever the hell this place is called. um, I am going to try my absolute best to get through all of the endings today. Oh my god. Go back, go back, go back, go back. I didn't realize that it was up here. I forgot they live near Hotel de Board. This is literally their house, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. This is just a hotel. Wait, Lynette, why do you have a cat? I really wonder if today they're gonna confirm my theories about her freaking being a robot cat girl. Or is that Lynette with a little kitty? Meow. Oh, she meowed too. Oh wait, she has a heart gauge. What are you up to? Oh, did I scare her? Hi. Da, 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 da. Now activating chat mode. You sound like such a cat. What made you jump? I barely didn't notice. So what kind of trouble are you in? Oh girl, what happened? I'm so excited to see the triplets together again. I kind of relate. As an introvert, can't you relate with that though? You know, having to switch between two modes. So they sent someone to find you and bring you back. You're the lead girl and you're hiding? Oh my god. Oh, I just realized there's no audio. Da, 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 da,
But then came the Fontaine Film Festival. We took all the kids from the House of the Hearth out to see a film.
It's okay, it was only like
after
a few minutes
finished,
without audio.
they all started clamoring for me to try out acting for some reason. Even LYNEY was chanting along with
All I
them.
was saying was,
Anyway,
I'm
it
very
just so happened that a
excited.
director called Mary who had sent me an invitation right around then. I'll spare you the details, but basically, I ended up accepting it.
I've been told this Hangout event is very long, so we're going to try to get moving with this. I'm excited to see the triplets together, and I really hope my theory about freaking Lynette being a robot is confirmed. The magician's puppet, huh?
Yep, you nailed it. I'm playing the role of a puppet. In fact, the show's called The Lost Puppet, and it's a masked mime show.
What the?
So I don't have to do any facial expressions or say any lines. Literally just a series of physical movements. The director says it's a very avant-garde art form.
Girl, I have no idea what the hell that means. So people can understand the plot.
Art is not comprehended by the mind, but felt in the heart. At least, that's what the director says. Anyway, if nothing else, the opening performance seemed to go down well. At the drinks reception, everyone was crowding around me, saying, "Triumphant character portrayal, faithful adaptation of the original work."
I guess they liked what you're doing. It's just good. I think it's good.
And stuff like that. But being the center of attention is draining. So the moment they left me to go harass the director instead, I was out of there.
Girl, I understand that. For once you weren't able to use LYNEY as a human shield.
The other thing is, some weird things happened while I was on the stage.
Meow! This cat's so adorable. He got a little bow tie.
Oh, sorry, Bonnie. I didn't mean
Bonnie?
to leave you out of the conversation.
There's someone in my server named Bonnie.
My bad.
Your pet cat?
No, we just met.
No?
We bumped into each other right after I slipped away.
And you already named her?
Well, it'd be kind of difficult for us to communicate otherwise. Besides, I think she's taken a liking to the name. Haven't you, Bonnie?
Meow. Oh, that's so adorable. Little kitty cat.
Yeah, that's right. Good kitty. We'll go find your owner soon, I promise.
Wait, you're
Nope.
a lost
She's wearing a
cat?
collar, and for the most part, she's pretty well groomed. If she is a stray, she hasn't been for long. Her stomach's been growling a lot. I guess she must have been missing for a few days now. As much as I'd love to hang out with her for a while longer, her owner's probably worried sick about her. Assuming she has an owner, that is. But the reception... I should probably show my face there again at some point.
I guess we have to make a choice then, don't we,
Even if it's just to
Lynette?
make excuses and leave again. Decision time.
Yeah, it is definitely decision time.
Well, I just find it exhausting. Thinking through all the different ramifications of different choices and so on. That's more LYNEY's area than mine. So, unless it's something really important, I usually just leave the decision making to him.
But for once, he's not here when you need him.
It's fine. He got FREMINET to make me a little
You gotta
something
think for yourself,
just
girl.
the situation. Poof!
A what?
A photometer.
A what the hell is this
It
thing?
looks pretty over the top, I know. But it's essentially just a box of cards. He kept the design simple, so it'd be harder to break. The way it works is, I pick a card at random, then look at the number on the card.
So how does that help you make a decision? Huh?
Well, for example, if the number on the card is 5 or higher, I help Bonnie find her owner. If it's less than 5,
50-50?
I go back to the reception. I just have to believe in the bond between me and my
The
cards.
heart of the cards.
And my fate will reveal itself
I don't know if
to
heart
me
of the
in
cards is the
numerical
brightest
form.
thing for this, considering that
least,
this poor
that's what
cat's
LYNEY
owner is
said.
probably
Anyway,
begging
I
for
guess
their
I'll
life.
give you a demonstration.
Meow. As Lynette attempts to draw a card, the device emits a horrible grinding
didn't like
sound.
that.
It broke.
Was I using it
Girl,
right?
I think you've done goofed.
Maybe if I just...
Lynette smacks the card box, all the cards fall into the ground.
Clearly, there's some design flaws to iron out. I'll have to let FREMINET know.
I feel like this wasn't a design
Let's
issue.
see... Which card did I get? 4.
Less than 5, so no helping
Well,
Bonnie.
the cards fell on the ground though, so I don't think it
Let
counts
me
as fate.
choose.
If you want to get the right answer, you have to let fate decide. Also something LYNEY said. So, to put it another way, if picking a card up off the ground is how to not leave it to fate, then that means it must be the wrong answer.
I think what LYNEY really meant is sometimes you have to accept the answer you didn't want.
Or... Why don't you pick a card? Since I ran into you here, that means... our fates
We're gonna choose the
are,
first
like,
option. We're gonna choose the first one.
interfering with each other.
Leave the razzle-dazzling to LYNEY.
Thank you. This one is final, I promise. Here, take the fatometer. If it's 5 or above, that means fate successfully changed. Anything lower than 5 is a fail. Also, if you have your own thoughts about what I should do, feel free to share it. Now that I've got a good problem solver here to
So
help,
you do want me to
I don't
change
need to
it.
run
I do
every
get a
little
free
thing
choice
by fate.
here. Oh girl, just do the fatometer. Let's do this gotcha.
Alright. Then let's see where fate will lead me.
Oh girl, what the hell? Random number between 1 and 20. Girl, I'm choosing this one. 14.
So, we're looking for Bonnie's owner?
Tell me about this deck of
There's
cards.
20 cards in total, numbered 1 to 20. So there's only a 1 in 5 chance of drawing less than a 5. I should also mention, this time the cutoff was 5, but I just said that to
You
wherever I
really
feel
don't
like.
want to go back to that reception party? I was about to say, wait a
To
minute.
put in perspective, I said I'd only do the show if I drew a 1. Fate can be pretty sneaky sometimes.
She makes bets like I do. I'm like, wow, this has such a... I really don't want to do this. This is such a ridiculously low chance that if I actually get this chance, I'll do the thing I don't want, which is Fantasiaing to Catboy in Final Fantasy XIV.
I think I'll go to the
Damn.
Steambird and see about putting an ad in the paper. You want to come along? I think Bonnie wants you to come with.
Sure. If it means I get to hang out with you a bit longer. Meow meow. Oh, we chose an ending. Detectives, go to the Steambird. Over here? I guess, yeah, we can ask them, Steambird, for help. To help us find where this kitty cat is going. I do have to also go talk to Catherine at some freaking point.
Every stupendous day starts with a steamer.
Oh my gosh, why is there an
Oh,
immediate
hi,
dialogue
Lynette.
option
Hi,
right when I do?
traveler.
Hey,
What can I help you with?
any conversations about a missing cat?
I don't think so. Have you picked up a stray?
Yep.
Yep.
If there's no commission to follow up on, could we post a notice about the missing cat instead?
Why, of course. What a kind thing to do. Just fill out the form.
Meow.
Well, we've registered you as missing. You can stay at my place until your owner finds you. Also, I just wanted to say thanks for keeping us company for so long. Well, I should probably head back to the drinks reception. Hopefully most of the people have left by now. If you've got some time, you should stop by my place tomorrow to see Bonnie. There's a nice cup of tea in it for you.
Alright, fine. Looking forward to it. I'm sorry, I'm replying to
then.
stuff on Discord. Wait until the next morning. Oh, girl. 7 a.m. I love just sitting here. I actually learned lately that Genshin, it's pretty obvious to other people, but Genshin is pretty much retconned to no longer be that deeply connected with Honkai Impact 3rd. It's been completely just retconned, which is kind of I would like there to be more connections, but Genshin is its own thing, and Honkai Impact and Star Rail will be their own things.
I believe this cat belongs to me.
Yes,
I
sir.
already told you,
Wait,
this isn't your cat.
y'all lost cats?
Just take a breather, you two.
Now, what's going on?
You're here. As you can probably see, you'll have to take a rain check on that tea I promised you.
Yeah.
At least for now.
This is my friend's cat. He's preoccupied with some important business, so I came to retrieve her in his stead.
Passive checks are a special type of checks that not need to be actively triggered, but instead will automatically trigger. What the hell is this? Unnatural. Is she lying?
No, it's far more likely this cat escaped from the Humane Society.
Are you both lying?
Bonnie?
That's the name I've given her in the meantime.
Yeah, let the cat decide. Why am I drawing a card? Oh, what the hell is this? Bonnie likes me?
Well, this complicates things.
There's no way to tell who her owner is.
I told you before. This is my friend's cat. It's normal for her not to trust me.
Then why isn't your friend
Listen,
here then, girl?
I'm the director of the Humane Society, okay? We've got so many strays, dogs, cats, you name it. I'm not even the one feeding them most of the time. You can hardly expect the cat to recognize me.
How are we so sure she belongs to you?
She just looked somewhat familiar.
Somewhat
so I came to check
familiar,
just in case.
dude. That is not.
If she turns out to be one of ours, I'll take her back. Simple as that. Even if that's not the case, the Humane Society could still take her in, if no one else comes to claim her, that is.
So what is the Humane Society?
We're an organization that specializes in rescuing and sheltering stray animals. We've been in business for several decades now. I'm Bernard, the current director.
The Humane Society. Huh. The name
So
sounds
at least this guy
familiar.
does not seem like an awful
I
person
remember
completely.
hearing good things.
At least versus the
You're
lady.
the one in the Quartier Lyonnais?
Yes, that's the one. Anyway, if it's not too much trouble, could I possibly take a closer look at the cat? If it turns out I really am mistaken, I suppose that means the cat belongs to this lady
No,
here.
I have no faith
She would
in
be
this
the only
lady.
remaining option after all.
It belongs to my friend.
With us here to keep watch, it should be
Go
fine.
on, Bonnie.
Oh, nope. Looks like I was mistaken. They do look similar, but there's an ever so slight
What the
difference in this one's
hell?
fur color. Deepest apologies, friends. Well, I suppose this means I still have a missing cat to search for. Apologies again for the confusion.
No, I have no faith in this lady. Do not trust this lady.
Yes, exactly.
Wait a second. You lied earlier, didn't you?
Lied? I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
A liar always has a tell. The look in their eyes, their breathing pattern, the way they
Yeah,
hold
Lynette can
themselves.
tell she's
The
lying.
things that can give you away are often more numerous than you would think.
What are you talking about? The way I see it, you're conflating baseless conjecture with fact.
Normally, when someone is called out, their breathing speeds up as they begin to panic. But your breathing pattern hasn't changed one bit. In fact, it's been strangely calm and measured this entire time.
Damn.
It stands to reason, then, that your agitated behavior earlier was all an act. If you're a bad guy, I'm sure you'll take off running the first chance you get. If you're a good guy, the most likely explanation is that you're a member of the Guards, or some similar organization.
And you're basing this off of?
Intuition. Nothing more.
She's so curt about that. Damn.
Intuition. Well, I have to hand it to you, Lynette. You're right. I'm a member of the Guards. The name's Elodie.
Guards?
I'm
What?
currently investigating a cross-border smuggling case. This cat here, Bonnie, what's her name?
What the?
Well, her owner is one of the prime suspects of our investigation. A couple of days ago, our suspect got wind that we were on his tail and fled. That's most likely how he got separated from the cat.
Oh my god.
I just so happened to stumble upon your notice in the Steambird. So, I decided to see if he'd come back for her. But, it looks like I overestimated him.
If I were on the run and
The impact of this case has been huge. The Marechaussee
the
Phantom,
Marechaussee
the Guards,
Phantom, the Guards,
and the Special
Patrol.
Patrol have all launched investigations. If there was even the slightest chance that he would show himself, I had to follow up on the lead.
So what's being smuggled?
A new kind of illegal drug. Imitation synth. We
Imitation.
confiscated all
Blech.
the synth on the market, but
Oh, we hate
addiction isn't
synth.
something that goes away overnight. Even without substances on the market, people are still looking for a way to get their next fix. And criminals are all too eager to capitalize on that addiction. That was the impetus for imitation synth. Needless to say, a small-scale market opened up very quickly. After the original synth debacle, we put several measures into place to prevent similar incidents from occurring. The perpetrators got smart, though, and shifted their sales overseas before those measures could kick in. That's when the imitation synth smuggling began. We only recently got word of the presence of imitation synth overseas. We managed to track down evidence of some early transactions. What we were able to find out, however, hasn't proven that useful given the amount of time that has passed. The Marechaussee Phantom launched an investigation to track down every person in Fontaine capable of producing a drug like that. That's how we learned about Bonnie's owner.
Who is he exactly?
He's a researcher at the Fontaine Research Institute. His name is Pierre. Pierre Lafayette, to be exact.
The owner?
Lafayette.
He's part of the Fontaine Research Institute. Oh, wait, Lynette's expression seems a bit unnatural. Do you even remember that name?
The Marechaussee Phantom found him in Poisson. In addition to the cat, he also had a pendant with him.
Pendant. It looks like Caduceus'
At
staff.
first, there wasn't much cause for suspicion. A search of his house didn't reveal much to go off of either. The Marechaussee Phantom very nearly left it at that. It was only later that we realized the coat of arms on his pendant belonged to none other than the Lafayette family, one of the most infamous aristocratic families in Fontaine. Obviously, this discovery prompted a further investigation into Pierre. At that point, however, we discovered that he'd already fled. Now the Guards and the Special Patrol are all searching for him.
Dang. Could his family be hiding him?
That's not possible, actually. The Lefebvre family has been gone for a long time.
Oh.
Exactly. Many years ago, several
So
important
where is
members
he
of the family,
hiding now?
including the patriarch, were murdered by an assassin of unknown origin. From that point on, family's power and influence took quite the hit. The family is engaged in all manner of crimes. As you can imagine, there's no shortage of people waiting in the wings to take their revenge. And with the family severely weakened, they were able to do just that. Most of the remaining family members succumbed to sickness or hunger. The ones that survived are currently living out their days under a new identity. Pierre is one of those very survivors. He's been hiding away in the Fontaine Research Institute all these years. His true identity unbeknownst to all.
Is it really okay to share?
Until now, that is.
All this information to us?
Well, my fellow guards have told me all about how smart and courageous you both are. And I know you possess a strong sense of justice. There could be a chance that Pierre, or one of his accomplices, might attempt to get close to Bonnie. Now that you've been briefed on the situation, I was hoping you'd help us keep a lookout.
Okay. Yeah, meow.
If I take Bonnie back to the guards with me, there's no way Pierre will try and come for her. Not even the most daring of criminals would attempt something like that.
Yeah. So we should keep Bonnie with us for the time being.
I'm not holding out too much hope that Pierre will come back for her. But if there's even the slightest chance, then it's worth a shot. Well, I've got some other leads to follow up on. If Pierre does appear, please contact me right away.
Hey, this is a reminder for the gamers to put on a jacket. I'm getting really cold. Well, Lynette, what's wrong? You
nothing.
Recognize that guy?
I'm fine. It's just...
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
the head of the Lefebvre
My
family.
jacket's such a mess right now.
He was the eminent person
Wait.
who kidnapped me all those years ago.
Oh
was at a dinner
my
party.
god!
Someone tricked me
She
into
was
boarding
about
the
to get
Lefebvre
freaking
family
trafficked! That's right, back in
Whoever
Linney's
it
Story Quest they
was,
mentioned
they
it. I think
took me
Linney's
back
Story
to
Quest
their
might be
home.
required to do this hangout
But
event.
before anything worse could happen, Father intervened.
Wait, father?
Yep.
I thought it was
Father
Lyney
was the one who orchestrated
saved
the
you.
fall of the Lefebvre family. That's what led Lyney and I to join the House of the Hearth.
Damn,
After all these
Arlecchino.
years. I never thought I'd hear the Lefebvre name again.
Are you okay?
Don't worry about me. I wasn't feeling sorry for myself. I was just thinking about Lyney. He's been acting strange recently. He avoids me for days on end, consumes himself with some secret investigation, and then out of the blue pushes me to do that acting job. Thinking about it
Acting
now,
job.
it's almost like the one I drew from that deck of cards was part of his plan all along. He must have asked FREMINET to help him out. In any case, I know he's hiding something from me. He's really pulled out all the stops this time.
You think he knows that Pierre's around?
It's very possible. I'm sure he tried to send me away because he was afraid it would bring up some painful memories for me. It wasn't necessary, though. Even after all these years, he's still as overprotective as ever.
Damn.
You'll have to help me teach him a lesson if we run into him
Yeah, we'll
along
punch
the
him in
way.
the face.
Yep. I want to head to the Fontaine Research Institute to learn more information about Pierre. Just let me activate search mode and then we'll head out.
Search mode.
Who knows? Maybe we'll run into Lyney along the way.
You're trying to prove yourself then, girl?
A little bit of both,
Oh, a little
perhaps.
bit of both.
For the most part, though, I just have the sense that something's not right. Something isn't adding up about Pierre's story. I'm just not sure what.
What secret could he be hiding then, yeah?
Okay, I'll write a letter explaining everything to the crew. Once that's done, we can head out.
Yeah. Oh my god, my voice cracked. I do have a drink because I'm totally expecting this hangout event to be 3 hours. Alright, to the Fontaine Research Institute and Lynette. Oh my gosh, Deluc, what are you doing? I know I can go pick up my dailies. I'll do them when we're back in Fontaine City. Lyney and Chevreuse. Hello.
Lynette, you're not at rehearsal?
He knew that
We can drop
we
the
shouldn't
act,
be
brother.
out here.
In
Whoops.
fact, I don't think either of us will have a need for acting anytime soon. You should know better than to try and keep something from me. You've never been able to do that, even when we were kids.
Whoopsie.
And that's why I tried to distract you with the masked mime show. But I guess you're just too good.
Care to introduce us to your new assistant?
This is Officer Shavras, captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
They keep saying her name differently.
You may have met her already.
Nice to see you. I should clarify something. Mr. Linney's here at my invitation, not the other way around. To borrow
Yeah,
your
you
expression,
tell him.
Miss Lynette, I suppose that would make him my assistant more than anything. We've brought on Mr. Linney as a consultant in the past. He was instrumental in helping us crack a case involving a perpetrator who used magic tricks to commit crimes. I was hoping he'd be able to provide some valuable insight this time around as well.
So you're here because of the Lefebvre case.
So you've heard everything then?
That's exactly why we're here. There's always been questions surrounding the fall of the Lefebvre family. Some people even believe the House of the Hearth was involved. Whoever was behind it all was extremely cautious. They didn't leave a shred of evidence. This very fact, however, leads me to believe it was indeed the work of that harbinger. I took a look at the entrance and exit records of all the carriages that night.
Or Linney?
Let's just say it wasn't
Well, no, they
hard
said
to
harbinger,
deduce
so
that
it has to be the
there's ill will
father.
between you two. Don't worry, I don't have any evidence to that effect.
Yeah, yeah, you know, we're just gonna look away from this. Nothing happened here.
Plus, you were victims back then more than anything. I sought Mr. Linney's help with the smuggling case. Nothing more.
You're really teaming with the House of the
way
Hearth?
I look at it, it's a collaboration between us as people, not the organizations we represent. Besides, by working together, we can expose the truth as quickly as possible.
I'm assuming...
You can hardly say that's at odds with the justice my organization strives for.
I'm assuming you wouldn't be opposed to some extra
Not at
help?
all. I was planning to invite you from the very beginning, Miss Lynette. It's just that my assistant here raised some objections.
Assistant.
Lyney, I'm not the same person I was back then. That little girl who did nothing but cower in the corner in fear.
Aww.
She doesn't need saving anymore.
Listen, this hits so much, Ether saying that. I know you want to protect your little sister.
I'm sorry, Lynette. You're right. I let my concerns get the better of me.
Oh, and the next time you want to distract me, you should try a different approach.
Ever so slightly different. Meow.
Who's this? You pick up a stray while I was gone?
Yeah.
It's a bit complicated. I'll explain later. Anyway, her name's Bonnie.
Well, if there are no objections, then I suppose the only thing left to say is... Lynette, Traveler, welcome to the team.
Welcome to the team. Chevres and Linney share with you what they learned over the past few days.
It appears the Lefebvre family was very particular in their use of insignias and emblems. The family would use different emblems to mark differences in status, blood relation, and the like. In fact, the insignia that was discovered on the pendant was used to represent an illegitimate child.
Pierre is a bastard child?
It's highly likely. That very status might have been what allowed him to emerge from the fall of his family relatively unscathed.
What the...
It would also explain why he was able to assume a new identity as a researcher with relative ease.
We discovered something interesting, though. After talking to some of his co-workers, it appears he pretty much works at the Institute in name only. He's practically been cast out.
So, what? Why did he get kicked out?
Apparently, Pierre was once addicted to synth.
Oh,
he tried to use the
addicts.
resources at the Institute to create a substance with a similar effect. He claimed it was just for research purposes, but the Institute revoked his access to the relevant materials regardless. He was placed on disciplinary leave, pending a thorough investigation of his actions.
But that investigation never went through,
It seems the Institute ran into some trouble along the way. Could have been a lack of personnel or a timing issue. In any case, they had to table their formal investigation into Pierre. Unfortunately, that also included reporting any relevant information to the higher authorities. As for his family background, it appears none of his co-workers at the Institute were aware of that information. All they could tell us was that he was quite the recluse.
Wait, so... let's do the first option then.
Other than the pendant, we didn't find anything else of note at his residence in Poisson. Based on the samples of imitation synth we've been able to analyze, it appears the substance leaves behind strong traces wherever it's produced or stored. Those traces might not be obvious to the casual observer, but they're not something
There
our
I
guard
lowered the
poodles
ring
would
light by
miss.
1 tick because it
Pierre's
felt like it
home,
was too
though,
much.
came up completely clean. We didn't find any records indicating possible involvement in overseas transactions either. So, the Marechaussee Phantom didn't view him as a major suspect at first.
Maybe he had a separate, dedicated area where he made the imitation synth.
Well, his neighbors did say he was often gone for long stretches of time. You would think with him out and about so much, people would have spotted him around Poisson, but residents said they barely ever saw him in town. If his reclusive nature was just a matter of keeping a low profile, I guess it would make sense for him to have a secret base to carry out his business.
After he disappeared, the guards conducted a thorough search of Poisson, but they didn't come across any suspicious locations.
Poisson.
So you want us to go over there?
You know Hotel de Boer, where I first found Bonnie? To get there from Poisson, you have to cross a stretch of ocean. It's not somewhere a cat could just wander off on its own.
So
cat?
you're asking how the cat
You
ended
mean-
up on Poisson over here?
Bonnie is Pierre's cat.
Oh, that's right! When the Marechaussee Phantom first tracked him down, I remember there being something about a cat in their report. So this is her?
Has to be her.
From what we've
Yeah.
learned about Pierre's habits, he doesn't seem like the type to venture out without a purpose. So what you're saying, Lynette, is that Bonnie couldn't have gone missing in Poisson. If that's true, then...
She must have wandered off only after Pierre brought her to a secret base.
Exactly. Bonnie might even know where it is.
Oh.
Wait. You think the cat can lead us there? But she's not trained like one of our guard poodles. How is she supposed to understand what we want her to do?
The card. Meow, meow, meow. 20. Bonnie seems to understand what you want her to do.
Near the coast.
What the hell are these new hangout mechanics? I don't know how to
beneath the
feel about
cliffs.
them.
The place we're looking for is most likely north of the court of Fontaine.
Well, I've certainly never taken a witness statement like this before.
Can we even
well,
get
if
up
it works
there?
out, maybe it's
I guess we
something worth
can.
getting
That's
used to.
technically Riceley's
Cats
area.
and humans are actually pretty alike.
We're already up here,
When it comes to
technically.
communication, most of what we want to convey can be accomplished through body language alone. Of course, body language has its limitations. You're not going to be able to get across anything too complicated.
The important thing is that we now have a lead. Let's try and find a place that matches the clues Bonnie gave us.
Oh, girl, I cannot big brain this. No. Go check the suspicious location. Oh my god, it is literally all the way over by this teleporter. Damn, all the way out here. Hello? Where's the cutscene? Yeah. Meow!
Seems like Bonnie is trying to
Bonnie's
take
trying
us
to make us
somewhere.
somewhere. Where are we going? Where are we going, kitty? Follow that cat! Go, 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 go! I love the music out here. It's kind of, isn't it nice to have such sweet, relaxing music while you're chasing down
Guard
this
us
cat?
ahead.
Oh! Anyway. Do this.
Into the wind. Clouds
And
high.
that.
The birds
And
call. One
that.
with nature.
And
Order
that.
guide you.
And this. Sing-Chu, why do you take so long? There we go. Oh my god, there's more of you!
Stabilize.
Okay, do this. Do this.
The wind knows me. As one with wind
Lore
and
player, by
cloud.
the way.
Into the wind.
This is order. Bam.
Lay waste to the wicked.
Ring cutter.
No, 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 no. What did I get as a reward? Oh, I got the fatiometer. Did I call it the fatiometer? I'm so dumb. Should I equip it? I lost it. Where's the fatiometer? Oh, I can't equip? LYNEY, what do I do? 19. Oh, up here?
Wow, Lynette, you found this place so easily. If I thought there was any chance you'd say yes, I'd recruit you into the special patrol here
No,
and now.
Lynette's got
No
her own
questions
brother to
asked.
worry about.
Sounds familiar. I pretty much receive letters daily from people trying to poach her from me.
Poacher, your own sister.
Let's just focus on our search. There's a lot to investigate.
Chevres?
Aha! Just as we thought. This is where the imitation synth was being made.
Ugh, look at all that junk. They're all imitation
Looks
synths.
like he's got more than just imitation synths stashed around here. In addition to the raw materials needed to synthesize the substance itself, there's a large quantity of cleaning agents and a few drugs I haven't been able to identify.
What the
These
hell? Are
cleaning
people
agents
drinking
are likely
this?
used to dispel traces of the substance,
Oh.
like its smell. The Special Patrol did some digging into imitation synth. Our records indicate that it's very difficult for ordinary people to detect traces left behind by the It must have taken a considerable amount of time and skill to ensure all those traces get washed
This
away.
guy is freaking
But what are these
creepy.
other drugs for?
Okay, what about Lynette?
When the Marechaussee Phantom searched Pierre's house, there was no sign of these barrels.
He must have
right?
moved them, but carrying them all the way out here would attract way too much attention, huh?
You're right. That doesn't seem like his way of doing things. How did he get them here then?
Examine the barrels. The barrels show sign of water damage. Dried up water stains can be seen around the circumference of the barrels. There seems to be a pattern of the location of the water stains. For some reason, they appear to be limited to the lower half. The lids don't seem very tight, leaving sizable gaps around the
Only
edges.
the lower halves of the barrels appear to have been submerged in water.
So the upper half? I guess, what if he floated the barrels over here? Like Danganronpa style. LYNEY?
The material these bags are made of, it's quite rare.
Does it look similar to the material used for your magic pockets?
It's the very same, actually. Romaritime flower fiber. But there's something special about the composition of these bags. I took a closer look, and it appears they're not only waterproof, but also corrosion and leak resistant.
What the hell is wrong with these bags?
Even the strings look specially designed to keep the bags closed nice and tight. I came across some bags made of the same material just now, but they were much smaller and thinner. From the look of them, they seemed far less durable as well.
So, kind of like one of those small sealed bags?
Very similar, actually. Normally, it would be easy for a guard poodle to sniff out the imitation synth, but if it was sealed away in a bag like that, it might be possible to elude detection for some time. But what could these big bags be for then? If the goal is to keep the imitation synth hidden and sealed away, these bags seem a bit too conspicuous.
Why are they so conspicuous then? Yeah, I guess
Based
the
on the
question is
various
why.
ingredients we found, this appears to be where Pierre was cooking up his imitation synth. It looks like he used a special
Wake up.
cleaning agent to get
Wake
rid
up.
of any residual traces of the substance on his person before he left. That's how he was able to get past the guard poodles.
That's why the Marechaussee Phantom didn't find anything
So then he
suspicious in his own
transferred the
home.
imitation synth into small sealed bags and took it somewhere else for the drop-off.
No. I don't believe our suspect is the kind of person who'd go around carrying incriminating evidence with him. That would potentially create too many eyewitnesses.
Yep.
The cleaning agent and the sealed bags might get past the guard poodles. But if a member of the public or even a guard on patrol happened to see him during the drop-off, a quick search would reveal everything. That's still a very risky operation.
What about if the drop-off happened at sea? Then there'd be no one else to see
The
him.
barrels we found were wet around the base, but the top half was dry.
Yes, they were floating like this.
As if they'd been
Wah,
standing
wah,
upright in
wah.
the water.
Yeah, like that. That.
Hmm. If you put a barrel in the water, it will normally float on its side. Unless it's heavily loaded, in which case it'll sink.
Something to tightly seal the bags with air? Turning them into airtight flotation devices.
Yes. With flotation rings around the body of the barrels, they'd stay upright in the water. And then he could afford to load them more fully.
Okay. Whatever that means.
You think he used floating barrels? I suppose if he acted at night, when there are very few other boats around and visibility is low, it's a valid theory. We can't...
But then, wouldn't the barrels be carried off by the waves or the currents? How would the person doing the pickup know where to look?
Barrels that could float away and get lost at sea. What the?
Traveler, can you come take a dip in the sea with me?
You want me to swim as you?
I have a feeling
What
that somewhere down there, we might find some rope. If a rope can be used to keep a pet from running away, then why not a barrel?
I guess, but a rope barrel? Chevros?
I can't believe how much progress we're making with this investigation. Without your help, getting this far would have taken me an awful lot of time and manpower.
Cats! Meow. Linny. You like
It's
cats.
rare to see Lynette in serious mode. I wonder how long she'll keep it activated for.
I want southern food. I'm getting hungry right now. I'm trying to be focused. I'm getting sleepy and hungry. We are focused. We are gonna freaking head underwater and continue searching for clues. You? You. That was not what I wanted. There's a teleporter over here, though. I'm gonna pick up that before we go. Yeah. Just let me take my teleporter so I can leave. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. We need to go look for... Hello? Oh my god! Oh my god! Click this thing. Start the cutscene, start the cutscene. Come on, it's cutscene.
The wreckage of a small boat? This isn't the place.
What are we looking for? This.
Got it. Time to go up and report.
There seems to be something gathering here. Xingqiu is so short. Oh my gosh, it's gonna take us forever to get over there. Run, Xingqiu, with your little legs. Run!
As expected, we found a few pieces of rope and
Let me
some
turn off
anchor
my
and
webcam
stones
in a
underwater.
momento.
If you attach them to a floating barrel, it would look like this.
Oh, that's interesting.
With this anchoring system, it would be possible to use floating barrels for the drop-off. You would just need to drop them in the water at the agreed-upon location. We also came across the wreckage of a small boat. It must have been left out on the water and capsized due to the force of the wind and waves. Its small size, however, would have made it perfect for staying undetected.
Let's talk this through. Based on the evidence we've collected, it seems like Pierre would row a small boat out to the agreed-upon transfer point, drop off the barrels, leave, and then row back and retrieve them after the transfer was complete.
Why use such a convoluted drop-off method,
It could
though?
be that he was trying to avoid meeting up with his associate face to face. As one of the sole survivors of the Lefebvre family, maybe he was just used to that sort of elusive lifestyle.
It seems like Pierre deliberately chose the floating barrel method so that the goods could be dropped off and picked up at separate times. That way, the two parties wouldn't have to meet each other.
Well, if that's the case, they must not have a very close working relationship.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. Assumptions can be detrimental to solving a case. It's possible they were just trying to keep a low profile. Two boats sailing to the same location at once could be too conspicuous. The most important thing is that we can now confirm Pierre wasn't acting alone. The floating barrel drop-off system is proof enough of that. Let's say for now that he was only in charge of producing the imitation synth. That would mean there has to be at least one other person involved in the operation. Likely in charge of transporting the goods across the border.
Rando? That explains why we couldn't find evidence linking to him and any overseas. Yeah, fair point.
Since we've determined that the goods were transported by boat, maybe we can track down some travel logs or something.
We can certainly check the various ports for that information. It's possible, however, that Pierre's associate also used a small boat for the transport, and docked along the shore rather than at a large port. If that's the case, it's unlikely there would be any record left behind.
No, I'm not accepting this world during my quest. Have you looked into the ports lately?
Absolutely. Before Pierre disappeared, we made sure to investigate all sorts of outward-bound vessels. We also had port authorities keep a lookout for anything suspicious. Unfortunately, we were never able to find out how they managed to get the imitation synth across the border.
A small boat and a few barrels isn't going to get you very far.
You're right. Whatever vessel was used for the pickup, the person responsible for smuggling the substance out of Fontaine would have had to use a larger vessel for the actual transport. That's the only way they would be able to smuggle on a large enough scale to make a profit. They must have found a way to disguise the imitation synth to clear port inspections.
Well, if we can't find any travel logs...
Exactly. We can't let any opportunities slip through the cracks. Although, given the amount of ports that could be involved, we should probably split up.
I'll run home and ask some of my brothers and sisters to try and dig up some information.
I should also head back and update my platoon on our progress. I'll grab some reinforcements while I'm at it. Lynette, Traveler, why don't you head to Lumiduce Harbor and see what you can find out?
You want me to find
Alright.
something out? Oh, girl.
on,
Okay, let
Mommy.
me turn on my
Me too.
webcam. Meow. Okay, go to Lumiduce Harbor. But first, let me accept my dailies. Catherine, claim, and let me get my gems from over here. I'm trying to finish these dailies because I need keys, and I need gems for Arlecchino. Like, I absolutely need to make sure I'm getting gems for Arlecchino.
Ad Astra. Thank you for
Oh my gosh, I have no rolls. It's fine. We need to read this tutorial for the FREMINET gems. Go to Lumiduce Harbor. Where is it? All the way over here.
body and mind.
Body and mind. I love that this is all voice
Lynette,
acted, by the way.
Traveler. And
Oh,
Bonnie, too.
Elodie, hello.
What brings you all here?
Did something happen?
We're here to check the travel logs.
Oh. I see. Thank you for everything you're doing for the people of Fontaine.
So, what are you doing out here?
I'm in charge of guarding the port. You mentioned you were after some travel logs, right?
Yes,
I can
sir.
go fetch those for you.
Looks like I've got another hard day of work ahead of me.
I do too, girl. Everything's usually hectic around here.
Not usually. It's this incident that happened recently. Before that, everything was normal. All we had to do was confiscate anything suspicious and we could call it a day. Pretty simple stuff. But things are much more complicated now. We somehow let suspicious cargo pass through the port undetected. Not even our guard poodles were able to sniff it out. Even worse, we still don't know how the perpetrator was able to conceal the goods so well.
By suspicious cargo, do you mean imitation synth?
Yep. However, prohibited
Imitation
substances
synth.
are just one example. We confiscate all sorts of contraband during the course of our inspections.
So what happens to the
They're
goods you
confiscating my
confiscate?
BL.
Oh, we keep
No,
them
I'm
in a storage
joking.
locker. If they turn out to be something particularly dubious, we'll turn them over to the Maison Orderly. If the goods are only slightly suspicious
The
but could
Oratrice
otherwise be harmless,
Mécanique
like materials
Magnifique
that could potentially be used to
Cardinal?
create contraband,
No,
we
not
return them to
that.
the ship they were confiscated from, instead of letting them pass through the port.
Sorry for the wait. These are the travel logs for all the recent activity at the port.
Bark,
Oh.
bark.
You brought Gerard with you.
Oh, look at how cute the
Actually,
dog is. The
he
dog
followed
looks
me
kind of
himself.
silly in Hangout
It's
mode.
like he
In Hangout
smells something
mode,
on me.
actually. Bark, bark. Meow.
Huh. I wonder why Gerard is reacting to you two so strongly.
Wait, could it be that if you just left the place where the imitation synth was made?
Huh? We were so careful not to touch it, but we still ended up with traces on us. If it leaves a residue so easily, I just don't understand how the culprit was able to disguise the goods at all.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a look at the travel logs first? All ships coming in and out of the port are recorded here.
So how could
except
they
for
have
the ones
hid
the
it?
port
Hid the
authorities write
synth
to and
that
from
well?
work.
You flip through numerous travel logs, you notice several instances where the Humane Society is listed.
The Humane Society.
The guy we met in the beginning! Oh my
Their
god!
names all over the exit logs. The purpose for leaving is always listed as overseas adoption.
Ah, the director of the organization explained that actually. He said a lot of the cat and dog breeds unique to Fontaine are also very popular
Yo,
overseas.
what if the Humane
So, his
Society is putting up a
organization offers an
front?
overseas
It's like the
adoption program.
freaking Star Rail
Bernard,
guys,
the director
the
of the
Order
Humane Society,
Medicus, the
was the man
Sanctus
who came
Medicus
looking for
guys.
Bonnie earlier.
Oh my god. The cat fled from Pierre looks just like the cat that the Humane Society is looking for. Could that really be just a coincidence? It seemed as if Bernard was also hiding something. He seemed to insist but only ran a cursory check. When he came looking for Bonnie earlier,
Have you figured it out
what
too, Traveler?
happened?
The way the criminal disguised the goods? When Bernard asked to take a closer look at Bonnie, he was actually checking whether there was any imitation synth in her stomach.
Wait, how, in her stomach? How was the synth transported with the animals?
Wait, what?
The sealed bags we found at the secret base. They were specially made to be corrosion resistant.
Oh my god, he put it in the animals'
There were
bellies!
gaps around the lids of the barrels, and airbags were used to keep them upright in the water.
So that the animals were able to breathe.
Those drug Chevres found at the secret base. She most likely didn't recognize them because they're not used on human beings. It's an anesthetic used on pets. The perpetrator must have given it to the animals.
He knocked it out so that the animals just sat chilled with the
Must
synth?
have made the animals swallow the sealed bags full of imitation synth at his secret base. Then he stuffed them into floating barrels and left
What
the rest
happened
to
to the
Bernard.
pets after? Were they
The
cut
sealed bags
open?
combined with an animal's body odor would
Oh
certainly be
my
enough to match the scent of
God.
imitation synth.
During our inspections, we would have never thought to inspect the bellies of those animals for anything suspicious. Even if we tried to feel around for something, I'm sure it would be difficult to detect.
Exactly. I bet Bernard even transported animals with synth in their stomach alongside ones without. That way, it would be even harder to say with certainty that something was amiss.
Do you think Bonnie could have imitation synth in her own stomach? Oh my god.
She's probably in the clear. Otherwise, Bernard would have never left without her. I'm guessing he didn't know whether Pierre had already hidden the next batch of imitation synth before he fled. Just imagine. He sees the notice we put in the Steambird, and it turns out that one of the very cats he gave to Pierre for the smuggling operation is out in the open, roaming the streets of Fontaine. If Pierre had already hidden the next batch of imitation synth, then Bonnie would practically be living proof of their crimes.
Y'all, it is insane that we are an hour in and we have not even reached an
So,
ending. I think we're close
That's
though.
why he came to find you and insisted on taking a closer look at the cat.
Pierre must have fled in a hurry. That is probably what spared Bonnie.
Wait a second, I'm a little lost
So
here.
literally Bonnie was
I
gonna
get
get
the
cut
part about hiding
open?
the substance in the pets, but those, what did you call them again? Floating barrels? Why even put the animals in there in the first place? If you've got something as convenient as a floating barrel, why not just stuff it with the imitation synth directly? Why not wait to hide the stuff until after the exchange has been made?
In order to make sure the animals could swallow the sealed bags, they made them extremely thin. Had they not done that, the animals would have likely bitten or chewed through them.
They would need a lot of cleaning agents to get rid of the
That
resulting
step would have
smell.
required a lot of energy, as well as a certain amount of technical expertise. So, it was better left to the more experienced Pierre. We've already proven how easy it is to pick up trace amounts of imitation synth, so I'm sure Bernard was taking all the precautions he could to avoid the same fate.
Okay.
Bark, bark.
Then, let's head to the Humane Society
We need to
right
go
away
find
and bring
that
that guy
guy.
to justice. I'll bring a Gardamek to speed up the process.
Oh my god. Shorey?
Sorry, but I can't go with you. Surely you'll be able to handle him.
Yes, we will be able to handle him. Let's go to the Humane Society, which is all the way over in Fontaine. Did I claim my dailies from Catherine? I don't even remember if I claimed my freaking... I did, right? I did. I'm sorry, y'all. My brain has been so fried. Daily rewards claimed. Okay, we're good. I also need to do
The
dailies
headquarters
to
of the
get my
Humane Society
keys.
should be somewhere around here. Bernard could show up any moment now.
Ah, here are the people from earlier. Wait,
Dude, your
you're
ass
from
is in the hot
the
seat.
guards?
That's all I gotta say to you, dude.
After him! We
D-
can't
don't
let him get away!
Yeah, get his ass. Oh wait, Lynette has the power. Go, girl, go! Yeah, get his ass. You're not getting away.
Give it up, Bernard.
Yeah.
Mercy, have mercy. I'll talk. I'll tell you everything I know.
The Humane Society has done so much good over the years, and yet you have committed such an atrocious deed in its name.
God, literally
Look, I
using
didn't have a
animals for
choice, okay?
smuggling?
My father cared about those blasted animals
That's
so much
disgusting.
he didn't
Disgusting
bother to take
behavior.
care
Sickening
of his
behavior.
human wife and son at all. While those animals were showered with love, I lived worse than a dog.
No one asked. Tell me, how did you first get to know Pierre?
Well, after I took over the Humane Society, it gradually became harder and harder to maintain its operations. Until one day, someone suddenly passed me a letter. It said that I could stand to get a large sum of money as long as I helped them to transport some animals abroad. It was only after a few such transports
my
that I
God,
finally
you are
understood what I
awful,
was
awful,
really
awful.
transporting. But then, Pierre wrote to me, saying that we were already partners in crime and that I better keep cooperating with him if I didn't want to be reported to the guards.
Unnatural. I don't know. I don't like him. He's lying.
You knew it from the very beginning, didn't you? The reason why you had to go through so many steps just to transport some animals.
I'd suggest that you confess everything right now if you don't want to add anything else to your list of crimes.
Yes, officer. I would order wooden barrels and flotation devices according to his instructions, and then load the sleeping animals onto a boat. Once I sailed to the location he provided, I would dump everything together into the sea. And a few days after that, I'd come by again in my boat and pick up the animals sleeping in the barrels. Once I had received enough of them, I'd bring them to the harbor to be adopted abroad. That guy, Pierre, he was running the entire show. He set up all the meeting times and found all the foreign adopters. Oh, and he even supplied all of the goods too. I just did the transport. He
You
was
are
the one who planned
awful,
out and
dude.
executed everything else.
Uno momento, y'all. My OBS has been misbehaving. I think I know what's wrong. I think I need to update OBS. So where's he now?
Look, I don't know, okay? I've never ever met him in person. We've only ever communicated
Who
through
is this
letters.
Pierre guy?
And when did he send his final letter to you?
Just last night, he said that the Marechaussee Phantom is now after him, so he's planning to go into hiding for some time. He didn't mention where he's thinking about going, though, but he did tell me to look out for the guards.
It's been a few days since Pierre's last appearance. I'd wager that he sent that letter after he found his hiding spot.
So where's that letter now?
I burned them. It was on his orders. I had to burn every letter after reading them. I wasn't even allowed to share them with the rest of the Society employees.
Sure sounds like you're trying to use the lack of witnesses or evidence to pin the blame on Pierre.
Is there even a
I
Pierre?
swear, this time I'm only telling you the truth.
Wait, is there even a Pierre?
Well, we can check the truth of your statements at the Opera House. I hope you know what'll be coming for you if I were to find
Is that what we're
any
trying to imply here? Is that
discrepancy
there
between the
is
evidence
that
and the
there's not even a
testimony
Pierre
you
in the
just
first
gave?
place?
I know. I swear I was just telling the truth.
My thanks to you both. Had it not been
Well,
for you,
yeah, we caught the culprit, but it
I
seems
really
like there
don't
wasn't
know what
that.
would have
I don't think
happened
there
to
ever
this
was a
case.
Pierre.
Bonnie helped, too.
That's true. It was all thanks to her that Bernard was finally exposed.
Meow. Bonnie suddenly runs and hides behind you and Lynette.
And it looks like she's grown quite fond of you too
I've
as well.
grown quite fond of gay people. No, I'm joking. Lynette's expression seems a bit unnatural. What? You're still thinking about that Pierre? Elodie?
Now behave and follow me to the interrogation room.
Yeah, you're
That
in the hot
hurts.
seat, dude.
Ow!
Is it really okay to let them go? Oh, I have to do gotcha? Oh shit, I failed. We can leave Bernard's interrogation to the guards, sure.
Is everything really over? I still feel like the relationship between Pierre and Bernard is not as simple as it appears.
Yeah.
Also, I've had this strange sense that something's off the entire time we've been on the case. And it has only gotten
What's
worse.
gotten worse?
Hmm.
Oh, she did not like that. I screwed up. Oh no,
Mhm.
Lynette!
I've still got nothing, and I'm nearly out of energy.
For now, leave it to Linny and the others. I failed the
I'll stop
gotcha.
thinking about it for now. At the very least, we've made it so that no more animals will suffer like those poor animals
Damn.
did. And that's what I hope.
Meow.
Let's go to the Humane Society and see if there are any animals left that might still need our help before my energy for today
Oh, my
completely
energy's
runs
running out too, Lynette. Me too. We got an ending. The truth remains submerged in the dark undercurrents, yet I hope hope already lies beyond the cage. Aw. Alright, let's try to fix this then. What did we do wrong? So, this ending... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What did we do differently here? After reading the case of Lynette, you seem to have some new insights. What happened? Let's talk to Lynette this time. Lynette, girl, what's on your mind?
Was that obvious, huh? Well, even though it didn't feel like Bernard was lying, after talking to him, I'm getting an even stronger sense that something's not quite right. We investigated so quickly that perhaps we've missed a thing or two along the way.
What did we miss?
Let me activate deduction mode. and consider
Deduction
things again
mode?
from the top to see if we can find anything new. Is there still anything unresolved or strange that we should try to consider?
About what we found in Poisson.
The Marechaussee Phantom found Bonnie and the Lefebvre pendant at Pierre's residence. That was the beginning point of our investigation.
The Lefebvre family is famous in Fontaine, but Pierre just carried the pendant with him as if it was an ordinary piece of jewelry. The pattern of the pendant proves that the owner is an illegitimate child of the Lefebvre family, but this shouldn't be all. According to Bernard, the trafficked animal was taken directly to Pierre's base rather than Poisson. Bonnie has been with Pierre ever since the meeting with... This? Initial suspicions? Pierre became the key suspect of the case because of the suspicious cat.
Why would he leave such an obvious trail for us to follow when he took so much care to not leave any traces?
Girl,
of
I don't know
indication
what we're
since
doing.
his
This
home?
route is too big brain for me. Let's talk about Bernard's letters.
Bernard claims to have received a letter last night from Pierre. In the letter, Pierre stated that he had gone into hiding. Is there something wrong with the letter?
The letter's delivery method. Anonymously, and the escape location.
There's no need to rush.
There's an unexplained part about the operation of this trafficking ring.
We've discovered that Bernard is responsible for the trafficking, while Pierre deals with supplying the goods. Is there something else in this scheme that we're missing?
Girl! Oh my god! Communication. In letters. Handoff. Ingredients. Ledger. Handoff. Connections. Ingredients.
Yeah, according to
I knew it.
Bernard,
The ingredients seem really
Pierre also
sus.
supplied all of the goods. But if the Marechaussee Phantom's records are correct, Pierre should have lost all access to the materials
Girl,
required to create
Lynette,
the
you
imitation
are...
synth.
I did not expect
And
to be
the
doing a
Institute
Subaru
has also
style.
not reported any theft of their stocks.
I'm putting on my thinking cap so much, y'all. Attempt to close the case.
Perhaps we are now closing in on the truth.
Let's try going this way then.
Now behave. And
That hurt.
Oh. Adequate preparation friendly aid can sometimes affect the results of these checks. Boom. I'm one short! Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, we're fine. We can't let her get away.
Is there something else you need from me, traveler?
Bernard and Pierre were not acting alone, were they?
Huh?
I see. It all makes sense now.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Wait,
Even our
she?
confessed criminal here has no idea what
She
you're
was
saying.
in on it?
Because he has been kept in the dark all along. And I assume it's the same with Pierre.
Bernard thought he was communicating with Pierre. And Pierre thought he was taking orders from Bernard. What? Pierre thought he was taking orders from Bernard? There was a third person?
That never quite added up for me. Why did Pierre feel compelled to return to his home with Bonnie and the pendant, and make them so easy to find for the Marechaussee Phantom?
Any animals Pierre received on floating the barrel should have been taken directly to his base, and considering the precarious situation, the pendant should have been the last thing Pierre would leave lying
Both
around.
of these things are in stark contrast to his usual meticulous and vigilant behavior. There's only one reasonable explanation. He was following orders, just like Bernard. He probably received the following instructions right before the Phantom came knocking on his door. Bring the cat and the pendant, and our undercover agent will be sure to help you. Unbeknownst to him, however, the third person who wrote that letter to him had long decided to sacrifice him and Bernard to save themselves.
This third person intended to sell both of them out?
What? You can't be serious. There was a third person involved?
If you focus only on Bernard's testimony, it's easy to believe that only Bernard and Pierre were working together. The case appeared extremely simple. Bernard did the trafficking, Pierre the imitation synth production, drugging, and stuffing.
With everything accounted for, the third person would be then cleared of all suspicion.
Wait. But that doesn't make
Oh
any
my god,
sense.
what in the Phoenix, right?
If
Is
that's
going
the
on
actual
here?
truth, then as soon as Pierre is caught, he'll explain his side of the story and the third person will...
Yep, which is why the third person made sure that Pierre would never be found again. Once they had instructed Pierre to expose himself, the third person wrote to Pierre again, suggesting that everything had been taken care of, and he should take Bonnie and safely return to his base.
And then they ambushed Pierre.
Of course, Pierre's disappearance at such a sensitive time immediately made him a prime suspect. Knowing that Bonnie had last been seen with him, all the third person would have to do from that point on would be to lead the Phantom to investigate the Humane Society and get Bernard to confess the truth.
Bernard would then testify that Pierre was the one who came up with the plot.
Wait, so you're saying that the letter I received yesterday, the one that made me think Pierre was still alive, it was also sent by the third person?
Is that what happened?
No,
I'll get back to headquarters right
girl,
away and
you got
reinvestigate
caught
this
in
case from the top.
4K.
Chevra said that assumptions can be detrimental to solving a case. Someone among us, however, has been feeding us all kinds of preconceived notions ever since our first meeting. They suggested that Pierre's disappearance was an attempt to escape the judgment of the law, and that Pierre was a scion of the Lefebvre family. But if the disappearance is truly just a cover-up for a murder, then couldn't the true scion have been an illegitimate daughter, rather
Miss
than an
Elodie
illegitimate son?
Lefebvre?
Huh?
Haven't you taken this joke a bit too far?
Oh my
You're right.
God.
I did let a lot of assumptions get to my head when I first started to talk to you about the case. I'll make sure to correct my behavior.
You deliberately fed us lies, but even you could not control every last detail of your plan. There was a flaw in your scheme, and something didn't quite go as planned. Getting the Marechaussee Phantom to notice Pierre was only the first part of your plan. Had they failed to take notice of the Humane Society, they could have cast a wider net. And you couldn't predict what they might possibly find, if given enough time. This, of course, was the main weakness of your plan. As someone accustomed to acting from behind the scenes, you didn't want to take the risk of personally proposing a raid on the Humane Society. So, you thought about pulling a few more strings, so all the suspicion would point towards Bernard and his society.
Dispose Bonnie at Pierre's
Once
base?
the Phantom expanded their search, it would only be a matter of time before they found Pierre's base.
Oh
If a
my
cat
God,
last
we
seen with the
saved
suspect
Bonnie!
turned up dead at the Imitation Synth base, it wouldn't be long until the Phantom would figure out exactly how she had been mistreated and turn their eyes towards the one organization that has been sending boatloads of animals out of Fontaine.
Bonnie managed to escape the
It
chaos.
was probably during your ambush of Pierre. You didn't even have the time to check if she had already been stuffed full of Imitation Synth. Still, you soon found another opportunity. Before long, Bonnie had made her way back into the city, and even popped up on the Steambird. Like Bernard, you desperately wanted to confirm the contents of her stomach, so you hurried to find us. Unlike Bernard, however, you were hoping that Pierre did have the time to make her swallow a load of Imitation Synth. While investigating the suspect's cat, we unexpectedly discovered that the suspect has been smuggling Imitation Synth using living
My gosh, I
animals as
love the way that
intermediaries.
she's being portrayed
That
here.
was your plan, in any case. With that, you'd have been able to
The
lead
pose
the
is very
investigation
good.
towards
She's
the
not
Humane
smiling, she's just doing her
Society.
usual Lynette face.
Bonnie had managed to escape before Pierre was able to stuff her full of Imitation Synth. That part of your plan could no longer be carried out. But as
Ed,
shrewd as you
hello.
were,
Stream
you
is
came up
going
with another
just
plan
fine. We
right
are
away.
out here and
You
we're using our
manipulated the
brains.
Traveler
We're
and I to
literally
help you
using so much of our
identify Bernard
brains.
as a key suspect.
So you knew Linny was investigating the case with Chevris, and you knew of Lynette's previous encounter with the Lefebvre family.
You used the Lefebvre name as bait to get us to join your investigation.
Oh my God.
With 2 extra bodies around, the Special Patrol is sure to soon take note of the strange event of Bernard somehow having a reason to look for Pierre's cat.
So, what you're saying is, I went to all that trouble just for the chance that you might put forth the suggestion that would lead you down the wrong path.
Yeah, that was the other ending we
course,
got.
you did
Oh
far more
my
than that.
God.
Just now at Lumidu's harbor, were you not the person who highlighted the suspicious activities of the society?
By showing us the port's travel logs.
You even highlighted the society's activities during your compilation of the logs. so they'd be immediately visible to anyone examining the records. Moreover, the logs contained no records of the Port Authority's activities. In other words, your activities.
And what are you trying to suggest with that?
I am insinuating that you had plenty of opportunities to transfer the raw materials for imitation synth from the harbor to a boat, and then sail over to the meeting place full of floating barrels.
Once Bernard placed the animals in the barrels, you would open the lids and dump in the raw materials. As long as you did it before Pierre came in for his pickup, there'd be no one the wiser.
And that's how neither the trafficker nor the manufacturer knew there was a third person who supplied the raw materials, and surreptitiously operated between them.
First, you got in touch with both parties and secured the raw materials, and then you instructed Bernard to prepare the floating barrels and animals. After that, you slipped the raw materials into the barrels next to the animals and requested that Pierre pick up the barrels and bring them back to his base.
Pierre manufactured imitation synth using the raw materials you provided, stuffed the animals, and placed the animals back into the barrels. Having received the green light from you as Pierre, Bernard then retrieved his animals and shipped them out of Fontaine once he had received enough for a full batch.
That is so disgusting, though, stuffing the animals with the imitation synth.
I never put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, that's disgusting.
You've sure got an extremely lively imagination.
So what do you think she's going to say next?
Do you have any evidence?
But do you have any evidence?
It appears that it's quite easy to predict what you'll think or say. Then if we apply that to this case, we can also think of a few places to look for incriminating evidence. You know very well that this case will not end until Pierre is found. So you will have him commit suicide.
So wait, is Pierre actually dead? Oh my god!
That way, you can also pin the blame for the overseas smuggling activities, the theft of the harbor's confiscated raw materials, and even the Lefebvre name on him.
He's actually
After
freaking
all,
dead. I think
dead
they're trying to
men
beat
tell
around
no
the bush, but I
tales.
think she murdered his
But you
ass.
still want it to appear as if he had sent that last letter to Bernard, so you have to make sure he cannot be found until after Bernard has confessed to the authorities. To do that, you either will hide his body until you've found an appropriate time to set up a fake suicide scene, or you'll dump it someplace where it'll be hard to determine the exact time of death.
Oh
Submerged
my
in
god.
water, for instance. The location would ideally allow you to keep the body hidden for some time while also letting you keep an eye on it.
The waters near Lumiduce Harbor? Set of fire? Very cool environment. I think here?
There are only so many options to hide a person's time of death, after all. As long as the Phantom investigates each of the possibilities in turn, they'll surely find Pierre's remains. Especially since, as the prime suspect who will
this should
now
be
be
leading
taken
to
into custody,
the happy ending.
you will no longer have the time to move him, or set up a fake suicide scene to cover up the murder.
How absurd. And on what grounds will you order my arrest? Don't think for a second that your spouts of nonsense will amount to any kind of real
Oh my
argument.
gosh, this is like Phoenix
After all,
Wright when
I'm-
you catch the culprit.
Elodie Lefebvre!
You're in the hot
As the
seat,
captain
girl.
of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, I hereby declare you as a
I love this
suspect in
angle.
the case. If you have any objections, you may raise them later during interrogation.
That's right. We received a message from Lumiduce Harbor that you were going to investigate the Humane Society. We didn't expect to run into you at such a critical moment.
While at the harbor, we noticed something else extremely interesting. Apparently, you often used all kinds
Swap
of excuses
shift?
to swap your shifts.
Oh.
And if one were to match the times of your shifts to the activities of the Humane Society and those of certain foreign ships, they'd find them to be an exact match.
That's just a coincidence.
Yes, I'm sure you have already thought of a dozen different ways to explain away the suspicious
Lynette has
activities.
no sympathy
But
for
as
this
far
old lady.
as evidence goes, that should be enough to warrant taking you into custody.
Don't worry. If it turns out that the guards are still unable to find any evidence after all this, Lynette and I will do everything in our power to clear your name.
Although judging by her reaction, I assume no follow-up from us will be needed.
The Lefebvres were infamous for using disguise and infiltration to achieve their goals. Who would have thought that they would have planted someone within the guards?
Judging from the timeline, they likely arranged for you to enter the guards before the fall of the clan.
Oh.
But they probably didn't expect you to turn it to your advantage and use your job to save yourself during the purge.
Not only that, but you actively participated in the interrogation, arrest, and judgment of the Lefebvres during their fall, thus clearing yourself of suspicion. You brutally and cruelly abandoned your allies as soon as they outlived their usefulness, just like a lizard cutting off its own tail in order to live. You've been doing this for years.
So you played me like a fool.
Oh my
after
god,
all.
the smack! Bernard is suddenly knocked out by a sudden strike. Oh my gosh, she slapped him?
What was that word you used? Ally? You think that someone as foolish as him is worthy to call himself my ally?
Pierre?
They were worthless scum. All of them. Not just Bernard and Pierre, but those Lefebvres too.
My god.
They always just saw me as a tool. I lost all my chances of a normal life just because I was born into their lot. Not only that, but because they wanted me to become an undercover agent, they stripped me of my name, too. I had to live in constant fear of them while they were alive. And even once they were gone,
What a
I had to
twist at
continue
the end
to
here,
bury my heritage
damn.
and my name. Always worrying that their enemies would come knocking at the door. Do you know anything about what
Boom.
I've been
It's
through
like
over all these
Danganronpa.
years? My life as the last Lefebvre?
Girl, if you don't shut up. Her anger may have taken
I don't,
some type
and neither
of
do I
bluff.
care.
Yeah, we do not care. You can save that speech for the trial, girl. Get your ass out of
you-
here.
Are you for real? Aren't you a Lefebvre victim too?
Elodie, you're the only one still living under the shadow of a name.
That's enough. Keep your hands where I can see them and do not resist arrest. If you have more to say, save it for the
Yeah,
interrogation.
girl, shut
What
up.
a joke. What a joke. Hey,
What is that?
don't come any closer.
What's that?
A bomb?
Know what this is? I've secretly planted loads of explosives in the Humane Society. Just one step closer and whether they're cats, dogs, or just unlucky human employees, they'll all be blown up into
Oh
smithereens.
my god.
Surely you bunch of goody two-shoes won't let that happen,
But it's
right?
this crappy looking button. We should lie. No, I think we should do this Liddy trick. Okay, roll 15. Let's do this. Yeah, we did it. Check success.
I can understand how you feel.
Ooh.
Like you, we are also
See, I
victims of the
trust Liddy.
Lefebvre
I
clan.
trust Liddy to lie.
But if you were
This
to
frickin'
endanger
lady.
innocence now for your own gain, the public anger towards the Lefebvres would only rise to a boiling point. And the families of the new victims would be dead set on exacting revenge on you.
And what of it?
I'll be your hostage, Elodie.
What?
Huh?
Thanks for your concern,
What is he
traveler.
doing?
But we need to end all of the hate and violence arising from this clan once and for all. I'll raise my hands and come over slowly. I promise that I'm
What are we
completely
doing?
unarmed.
I'm watching you. Don't think for a second you can pull a fast one on me.
Mm-hmm. That's
Liddy,
right.
what are you doing?
Just keep your eyes on me.
What is he
Don't look
doing?
away.
Yatta! As Elodie fixates her gaze on Lenny, she's struck from a blow from behind. Bonnie?
Phew. So I was right after all. It's easier to deal with the person causing the problem than the problem itself.
So what about the device?
This is it. Looks like it's just a toy.
Oh, I like the method we did. I'm pretty sure Lynette just smacked her upside the head.
Guess that's probably why she suddenly flipped and knocked out Bernard. He probably knew that there were no explosives at the society.
It's as if she had no choice but to kill to escape her life.
Well, given that she never even showed her face to Bernard and Pierre, I had my doubts that she'd have gone to the society in person to plant explosives.
Thank you for your help, everyone. I'll take them back for thorough questioning and find someone better to take over the Humane Society.
Better?
I might need a few statements from everybody. Would you be able to come with me?
Oh, girl, no. Please let
If
this ending
statements
just
are all
play
you
out.
need, can LYNEY provide them on my behalf? I still need to go back and explain some things to the crew. I also had an appointment with the Traveler before we got interrupted.
What did she say again? Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm gonna lose this roll, aren't I? Oh, God, I'm screwed. Oh, no!
A lot has happened since then. I'm referring to when I invited you over
Oh,
for
I
some
should
tea
have.
and also
Why
to
did I
spend some
leave
time
it to
with Bonnie.
gotcha?
Once I'm done talking with the troupe, I'll take Bonnie home and make a
Whoopsie.
nice cup of tea. You'll be able to find us outside of my
My
door.
gotcha luck is not good. That was a 1 in 10 chance. I wonder if you get an achievement for getting it right. Recharge with Lynette. Oh, they're both
You
knocked
can leave
out.
the rest of this to me. The other guards will be joining me shortly.
So
Don't worry,
how did
they won't have
Elodie
another chance to escape.
get her hands on the raw materials?
The materials have many other regular uses outside of being used to make imitation synth, so they're not immediately subject to being confiscated or destroyed. The harbor would usually just seize them for some time while the customs paperwork is filled out and approved. If approved, they'd be let through, and if not, they'd be returned to sender. Elodie probably used her position to replace a portion of the shipment with something else, before sending the whole shipment back to sender. Given that the foreign merchants who sent in the shipments were probably working with her in the first place, they likely just never reported the difference in what they sent and what they received. We will, of course, continue to investigate the rest of the details of this case. Now that we've caught
Dang,
Elodie,
at least they
figuring
filled
out
out
the whole scheme should
most
just
of the
be a
plot
matter of
holes for this
time.
route. Linny?
You must have spent a
LYNEY!
record-breaking amount of time in serious mode today. I can't remember the
I
last time I've
was
seen
in
you
so
like
much
this.
serious mode. In
Is it
fact, we were in
because of a
such serious
special
mode that I was starting to
someone?
fall asleep, Linny. Oh my god, how did Pierre get recruited into this shit?
Based on information that we found before, imitation synth was first circulated on a small scale in Fontaine before becoming a large-scale smuggling scheme. I'd assume that the first offerings of imitation synth came from what Pierre made in his early days. But since he was not experienced with running a clandestine operation, he was soon discovered by guard Elodie. Elodie saw the opportunity to make a great profit in his work, and perhaps even the chance of making a new life for herself, so she decided to cover his tracks. She started writing to him in Bernard's name, using what evidence she had compiled and the promise of
So
enormous
she did
profits
trickery,
to
I
blackmail
see.
him into cooperating with her. Unfortunately for her, she ran into Lynette. Even though my sister
Serious
doesn't like
mode,
to focus too
Lynette.
much on a regular day,
I need
Serious
serious
Lynette is
mode.
one of the most perceptive people I've ever known. Still, all of that thinking really saps her energy. I need to go
My
get some
energy is
statements
so
on her
sapped.
behalf, so I'll leave the recharging to you.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Oh god, where the hell am I going? I'm going to this teleporter. Their house is always in such a super awkward spot. You have to like go above and around, and it's hidden over here. Da 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 la Lynette. Hello, little Lynette.
Black tea and a cute kitty. Truly the best combo
She
for
definitely is a
standby
cat
mode.
person. I am
Want
not.
some?
So a cup of tea, please.
Mm-hmm. I hope you'll like it.
So are you not interested in any follow-up?
Not at all.
Thank God, girl.
Information
I'm
is
not
indeed
interested
very
either. Actually,
important.
I'm ready to move
But if you were
on.
to try to collect
I'm
every
ready
piece
to
of
move on to a
information you
different
come
route now.
across,
It's been an
your
hour and a
efficiency
half.
would actually decrease. Plus, if you just think about it, what sounds more fun? Writing a statement or enjoying a tea party?
The tea
Great
party.
answer. That'd be my pick too. Had we not run into that case, we could have spent the entire day like this.
Damn.
But now I'm running low on both time and energy.
With quality time, you should be able to recharge more
You're
quickly.
right. I can sense it. I'm recharging very quickly at the moment.
When did you start to suspect Elodie?
Something about her rubbed me the wrong way since the very beginning. But to be more precise, it was probably around the time when I saw Bonnie try to get away from her.
So back when Elodie tried to get close to Bonnie.
Elodie tried to get close, but Bonnie deliberately dodged her.
Ah.
Maybe Bonnie had tried to evade her before at Pierre's base.
See, these animals are
Or
they know.
perhaps Bonnie just instinctively knew that she wasn't a good person. Not everyone who likes cats is a good person. But if cats like you, you're probably alright.
Yeah, fair enough.
Humans tend to overthink things, but cats rely on their instincts, and they're pretty sharp. I mean, just look at Bonnie. She took a liking to you the moment we met.
Oh my god, we finally got an ending. This is very cute, by the way. I love this. I need to save. I'm gonna save this in one moment, but I need to BRB. Y'all, oh my god.
Fresh fruit, sweeter than syrup.
Let's take a moment to rest and plan our next move.
Okay, I'm back. Oh my god. Da, 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 da. Okay, save and review invitation. Okay, what ending? Oh my gosh, we only have 2 endings. I guess we have to go choose the other thing. God, this is so slow. Okay, a decision.
Let's take a moment to rest and plan our...
No, Diluc. We're gonna take a moment to haul ass. Okay, what are we doing, Lynette, with this cat? Can we skip cutscene?
Huh. I didn't like that. Was I using it wrong?
Skip. Let's go back to the drinks reception.
Back to the drinks reception.
Bonnie will be fine.
Nope, I said it was your decision.
Okay.
I'm not gonna waste any more energy dragging my feet. Besides, the drinks reception is technically part of the job as an official
I love that there's a
publicity
skip
event.
cutscene option now, by the way. I love that.
So, if I bail on it,
So you'll feel
I might
guilty.
get sued for breach of contract, and that would be a huge pain in the butt. One other thing. Do you want to come with me? If you're free, I mean.
Sure, then you at least have one friend there.
Thanks.
Of course we'll go with you, Lynette. Yeah, enter hotel de board. So this should lead us to a completely different branch. I'm sorry, kitty cat. I feel bad now that we saved that we're not doing that route now.
There you are, Lynette. Where did you disappear to? Leone and I have been looking everywhere for you. Wait, where did you get the cat?
Meow.
I found her outside. Do either of you happen to recognize her?
I don't think so. Could belong to one of the guests, I suppose.
I just realized these two are twins as well.
Fair enough. It was a long
I get
shot.
that NPC models are the same, but it's kind of
sorry we
ironic that we have
couldn't help you,
a pair of twins talking to Lynette.
Don't worry. We'll ask around for you. Leone's probably just being forgetful.
So what are we doing in this
Maybe
branch?
you could leave her with us. We'll take her to the reception desk and see if they know anything.
This sounds like Sucrose's
And
voice
if
actors.
not, we'll just keep looking.
Sure. I would help, but I'm a little preoccupied. Sorry to dump this on you.
It's no trouble at all. We're happy to help however we can.
Also, if it's no trouble, I mean, could
An
we maybe get an
autograph?
autograph?
You're famous.
Leone, you can't spring that on her now. Not while she's working. One last thing, Lynette. Director Mary is looking for you. We'll take the cat to the front desk now.
See you later.
Protect the cat. Protect the poor kitty cat.
I'm not usually required at these kinds of
No,
events.
she's so
So I
tired.
don't
I
even
get
have
it.
an event mode.
I.
All right.
Oh my
Guess I better go
gosh.
see the director.
Spectacular choreography, a masterpiece of mise en scène.
I don't like
and
this
the
guy.
performance.
I don't like this guy. I'm
my
telling y'all right now. It
runway,
has been less
dripping
than
with
10 seconds.
Guinness
I
applause.
don't like this
My
guy.
congratulations on another magnificent show, sir.
Yes, I, for one, was particularly captivated by the clearly allegorical narrative undertones. The Lost Puppet shines a spotlight on the impact of technological advances in our modern society, particularly as they relate to changing modes of emotional expression and the challenge of mutual intelligibility. Such a pioneering work, so far ahead of its time. A tour de force of avant-garde theater.
I can already see the headlines of tomorrow's newspapers. They will certainly be singing your praise, Director Merriu.
But it was a group effort, of course. To convey emotions in a silent show with no facial expressions, the entire cast had to go above and beyond. Everyone truly outdid themselves.
Speaking of the cast, Jillian, another strong performance from you in Director Merriu's latest show, as of course we've all come to expect from your numerous successful collaborations to date.
That's quite an overstatement. I've only ever played supporting roles.
On that point, you stated a few months ago in an interview that you were
Y'all,
looking
I
to
don't know
secure a
what we're
leading
doing
role in
here.
your next show.
There,
What
I
led
think
you to
we're
the
trying to
decision
just
stay in a supporting
meeting the cast for this show.
We had a
I don't
discussion
know.
about this, and while
I
Lynette
don't.
had
I already.
previously
I'm not sure
performed
how
in
to
an
feel about
acting
this.
role, we were blown away by her
But
talent,
Lynette, we do
and
appreciate.
She was a perfect fit for this character. Quite simply, this was the role she was born to play.
Exactly. I was honored to share the stage with her. Lynette worked extremely hard in all of the rehearsals, and she's an incredibly talented actress.
Oh, Lynette's back!
Hey, Lynette, where have you been?
Were you in standby mode?
She is in coping mode. I'm in coping mode, actually.
Ah, method acting, of course. Such a compelling portrayal of a mechanical puppet could only be achieved by an actor who lives and breathes their role even while
Sure. Let's go with
Those
that.
seemingly stilted movements were in fact an inspired portrayal of the character. The ostensibly bad acting, in reality, was the product of supreme acting skill.
Are you calling? Are y'all
Oh,
saying Lynette sucks at acting?
I went outside and there was this cat there, so I played with the cat for a bit.
A cat? We've long heard that you were a
What
kind
the
soul,
hell?
as well as an incredible actress.
I don't
no
know what to
wonder
make of
your
that.
debut performance has garnered such popularity.
This show looks on track to break box office records for avant-garde theater. Lynette, any words for the fans?
Not really, no.
No, not really at all.
I believe Lynette is trying to say that the act of performance itself is the actor's true means of connecting with their fans.
Oh, I see. Lynette, any comments?
Right, exactly.
But don't you want the fans to know how you're feeling right now after the hugely successful opening of your first ever show?
That's true.
I'm sure the fans would love to learn a bit more about you too.
I think we need
How
Charlotte
interesting.
over here. Oh, not the damn cards. You want me to roll a 10? I'm gonna fail this. You see? I don't know why the hell they expected me. Lynette and Sansa all sound very calm.
Lynette,
She seems fine.
how do you find acting compares with performing in a magic show?
What does the future hold for you, Lynette?
Lynette struggles to keep up, but at long last, the crowd eventually disperses. Are you alright, girl?
Yeah, it's just... Turns out I can't cope with this stuff even in tea party mode.
Lynette is such a mood, though. I
It's a power
would want to
saving
go
mode for
home.
participating
I don't
in
want to put up with all
conversation
these
at tea
random ass
parties.
people. Just
Normally,
get me
I can
out of
get through an
here.
entire
Literally,
conversation just
get
with,
me out of here, please. On my knees,
Oh.
begging.
That's true. And how interesting. But at a tea party, I'm not normally subjected to a constant stream of questions. The energy consumption of that interview just now was 3 times as much as the average tea party.
Maybe after a few more interviews you'll get used to it?
I think I'd rather pray that I never have to do it again.
Lynette, Director Mariu would like you to join the group photo to commemorate the successful opening of the show.
A group photo?
It's just the members of the troupe, along with Maloney and Corentin. Everyone's waiting for you.
Alright then. See you in a minute.
Oh my god.
3, 2, 1.
Smile.
My thanks to each and every one of you here for your help in making The Lost Puppet a success. The group photo is already being printed as I speak. You can collect your copy from the first floor after the drinks reception concludes. May it serve as a reminder of this fabulous performance every time you see it.
Mary!
I don't
Get
know
over
if
here. Let's have another
we should
drink.
be that sentimental
There's
about
a
that.
few things I need you to glance over for me.
Wait, girl, we're still not going
I thought
home.
the group photo was the final
Oh
hurdle.
my god.
Well,
No,
at
we're
least there's
running
no more
away.
People hounding me with questions.
Standby mode.
I just need to find somewhere to switch to standby mode, and the time will fly by.
I hope.
I hope.
Oh, girl. Let's get the hell out of here. Except first I want this food. Buy this, buy this, buy that, buy that. Y'all, I did not buy any of the recipes around here. Oh my god. I have been playing this since Fontaine launch and I just missed out on all those recipes. Farina, what the hell are you doing here?
Hotel de Bour's Ile Flottante is as wonderfully sweet as ever.
Oui, oui, baguette, omelette du fromage.
Traveler? Lynette? Oh, wait, hold on. What do you mean, managed to get an invite? I'm an expert in the dramatic arts. Of course I was
Of course.
invited.
Yeah, it makes sense. Farina, everybody loves Farina.
Naturally, people wanted to hear my comments on the emerging art form that is the masked mime show.
So then what did you think?
Remarkable, and a very worthwhile artistic endeavor. Exploring a character with no lines or facial expressions who can only communicate how they feel through their movement.
One moment. Okay.
Your performance was beyond anything I could have imagined, Lynette. Clearly, this was a very suitable role for you indeed.
You seem to hear I hear a sound, a chime. Oh my gosh, what's going on back there?
Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. Please go on.
Oh, basically, I think I'd give it a positive review overall. Just not as gushing as the crowd downstairs.
So, you thought they were pretty over the top too?
In fairness, it's normal to bring along some vocal supporters for publicity when a new show opens, but still, this was something else. Then again, I'm no specialist in avant-garde theater. Maybe I'm just not well acquainted with their review criteria. Or maybe it's because I came to the show with some preconceived expectations. I did happen to see the original draft of Mariu's script a while back.
What do you think of it?
Original draft.
Oh? He didn't show it to you? It must have been a few months ago. He came to me to get some advice from an experienced performer's perspective, and then asked if I could write a few reviews of his new play. I had
What
a
did you
lot
think?
on my plate at the time, so I had to turn him down. I only skimmed a few sections, but they seemed quite different from the final version. I can't say I remember the plot, but
Oh.
I don't know. The protagonist just seemed more complex, I guess, especially in the last 2 scenes. Still a mechanical puppet on the
what
outside,
did
of course.
you think?
But she seemed to have more
You're just kind of
emotional
analyzing it,
depth
but
on the inside.
what did you think about it?
Emotional depth?
Oh, I I'm just thinking aloud here. Don't take it to heart. Besides, a script and a play are two very different beasts. There are so many fine details to consider when turning a story into a stage production. More than most people could imagine. Especially with a novel art form like a masked mime show. I'm sure Mary had his reasons for the changes he made. Change of topic. I see you've escaped the crowds to seek refuge on the second floor.
Yes,
Fame can be
ma'am.
overwhelming at first, can't it? Perhaps you'd benefit from hearing
Farina
about
knows
the
all about
experiences
that.
of a veteran celebrity such as myself.
When does this
No,
take
thanks.
place in
I'm
respect to the
good.
Archon Quest?
Pretty sure
Dang.
this will be my first and last time in this situation.
Hey, at least let me finish.
I think she's in
I
her
have top tips on
she's in
dealing
her
with belligerent
Numa
reporters,
mode.
slipping away to hunt down snacks during
No, she's in her
the
Ucio
intermission.
mode right now in her outfit.
Tell me everything.
First, take a seat, mon ami.
Mon ami.
We must partake of Hotel
Oui,
de
oui,
Bois'
baguette.
fine desserts as we talk, lest they go to waste.
The three of you enjoy some delectable treats as the reception comes to a close.
That was very educational.
Fictional educational is the word I used. They didn't mention acting once in the whole
I expect
conversation.
most of the people downstairs have left by now. Time to grab my copy of the group photo and get home.
Yes, ma'am. Farina? Farina? She's gone. Alright, let's just grab this and get the hell out of here.
The photo must be in this envelope right here. It's finally over. Thank you for sticking around for so long.
No
If
problem.
it wasn't for you, I don't know how I would have standby moded my way through the last few hours.
Oh. Any normal person would find the event like this stressful. So, when you left the event midway, what was the real reason? I mean, if you really didn't want to talk about
It's
it.
fine. It's just... It
Oh
was
my
such
gosh.
a minor thing. While I was on stage, there was a moment when I felt like someone was looking at me. It was only for an instant, and I didn't even see who it was. But somehow, I knew it was a look of contempt. I got a vague sense of it again during the reception. Like someone was giving me an evil stare. But I couldn't figure out who it was.
Lynette recalls something regarding Lynette. Few people could even manage to hide their feelings from Lynette at close range.
Normally, I'm used to lurking in the shadows on the stage and spying on other people. So, it was strange, feeling like I was the one being spied on this time.
Wait, maybe someone's jealous of you?
Or someone just
Oh,
took a disliking to
God.
me for no real reason. Sometimes you can like one person and
Well, what if they're
dislike
gonna
another for
sabotage you,
equally
girl?
pointless reasons. Anyway, it was just a momentary stink eye, that's all.
The stink
Nothing
eye,
for you
no.
to worry about.
In Mexico, we call that el mal de ojo.
Okay, problem solved. I'm gonna take this envelope and go home now.
You heartless puppet, you ruined this work. Hand over the role of lead actress immediately. Oh?
You have destroyed this
threat?
work of art. Step down from the leading role at once.
Oh my god. What in the YouTube
Based on the
comment
tone,
section?
I'd say threat letter is right.
Oh my god. We need to get to the bottom of this. Examine what happened back on the first floor. There were a lot of people downstairs at the time. Any of them could have slipped the letter in the envelope. All of the envelopes were left in the table on the first floor, but nobody was tasked with watching them. Examine the letter then. A threat letter. Neither of us recognized the handwriting.
I don't think we're gonna find any more clues here.
Shall we ask Meryu what he makes of you have destroyed
Yes,
this work of
let's.
art?
Whatever destroyed means, it could have something to do with the original script that Farina mentioned. Also, I'm gonna have to ask you to
To
stick
protect
around a
you,
while
Lynette,
longer.
right? Yeah.
I can't believe how well the whole Lynette's debut acting role thing worked out. Even the avant-garde box office is lapping it up.
My gosh.
How could I ever have doubted you? If you hadn't stuck to your guns and kept sending those invitations, this opportunity would have passed us by.
See? I told you. All the times she'd refused in the past were all the more reason to keep inviting her, because it turns into a big talking point. Can you imagine if you'd gone with Jillian? You'd have been lucky to get half the ticket sales you've ended up with.
True. Well, Jillian still needs to get a few more productions under her belt.
Jillian? Who? Uh-oh.
Do you have a moment, Director Mario?
Oh!
Ah, if it isn't the star of the show! We were just talking about you. Hmm? Oh, and is that the legendary traveler with you? I'm guessing you're here to discuss the show with the director? Oh, you're a talented and hardworking actress, Lynette. It's no wonder you're getting such rave reviews.
Oh my god, this is, man, okay, I don't like this guy. Not so delighted with Lynette.
To discuss your work in peace. Mario, make sure you give your star performer and her friend your full attention.
I certainly will. Lynette carries the fortunes of our entire troupe on her shoulders.
Who was that?
Mr. Maloney. An investor or something, I think. I've never asked
Maloney?
him.
Wait, that's a bunch of Maloney.
So, what can I do for the two of you?
Get it?
I'm afraid I'll have to dash soon as I'm meeting some friends from the newspaper. Otherwise, I'd love to stay longer.
We won't take up too much of your time.
We heard that the original script for The Lost Puppet was quite different from the final show. I'm kind of curious to know what the protagonist was like in that version.
Oh, well, this is a surprise. I didn't think you'd be interested in that sort of thing. It's not uncommon for scripts to undergo major changes as they're being brought to the stage. But I'm afraid there's not much to tell you in this case. The protagonist has stayed the same from the beginning to end. A mechanical puppet with a bumbling body but a sensitive soul. A stranger in time who doesn't belong. There's no doubt about it. You are the protagonist.
Okay, so this. Okay, maybe this Maloney guy is not sus.
One is the success of
but
the other,
I think we found the guy who is after
artistic
Lynette.
triumph.
It's that chunky guy, or maybe that.
Sorry,
What's her name?
you've
Giselle
lost me.
girl? I think they called her
Can you put it in
GL or
plain
Giselle.
words?
All right,
Okay,
then.
done. Whoopsie.
Delving deep in the search of core truths is the job of an artist, after all. You shouldn't give your attention to early drafts of the script, Lynette. All it would do is sow confusion where you already have clarity. The current script is the final version because it is the best version, and your performance best brings that script to life. Why, if it weren't for you, I doubt any audience would give our show the
Girl,
time
you need
of
to look at
day.
this letter.
What letter? Oh my goodness!
Yep.
Destroyed this work of art? Really?
Well, Director Mario, any idea who might have written it?
No. Who on earth would write such nonsense?
We found an envelope containing the group photo.
Absolutely not. Without Lynette, this show would be over. Everyone's hard work would go to waste. No, there's no way that this is someone from the troupe.
Is there any way for Lynette to lie low?
Yeah, maybe Jillian could fill in for me for a while.
Jillian was her name, not Giselle.
No way,
Oh my
out
God,
of the
it's so
question.
dumb.
The protagonist has to be played by Lynette. Jillian can't.
That's it.
just
Jillian is the one.
not what
Jillian
the
and that big
audience
guy
is
are
looking
definitely
for.
not happy with Lynette.
Huh? I've got it. It's a competitor. Yes,
No,
this letter
dude,
must
no,
be from a
dude,
competitor of
you
ours.
got the wrong
You
idea.
can't lie low. That's just what they want you to do. The moment you step back from performing, they'll put their rumor mill into overdrive and drag us through the mud. They're just waiting for their chance to kick us while we're down.
A competitor? Really?
Definitely. Those
No.
lowlifes, slander and libel are all their
No,
specialties.
this is
They
not it.
drown
This is
out the
definitely that
truth with a
Jillian
flood of
person absolutely going
misinformation,
after
And they
Lynette.
stop at nothing once they get riled up. There's so many of them out there. Fame always seems to attract haters, no matter what you do to try and keep everyone happy. But don't worry, I will get to the bottom of this. Stay strong, Lynette, and keep up the good work on stage. I have to go and meet my friends from the newspapers now, but rest assured, I'll be discussing countermeasures with them.
I have my doubts.
A competitor, huh?
No, but that is definitely not it.
I kinda doubt it. We've dealt with those types before. Usually their goal is to steal our venue for their own show, or to cover up a scandal by planting a story to divert public attention. But at the moment, I don't think anyone's got a reason to do any of that stuff. Let alone pull a stunt like this. Besides, when I felt that evil stare, I'm pretty sure it was coming from somewhere backstage. I'm actually more concerned about Mariyu. When I mentioned Jillian, his reaction was pretty unusual, especially since Maloney mentioned that the initial plan was to cast Jillian as the lead. Sounds like there was an original protagonist as well as an original script.
Well, what happened?
Yep. She told me she lives in the Fleuve Sandra.
We gotta go talk to her, yeah. Doggy! Okay, let's go talk to this Fleuve Sandra person. Does Riceley Maid? I'm not accepting your request. I'm freaking trying to do this hangout event. She lives in the ghetto? Damn. I love that. That was my reaction. I keep forgetting that the sewers is called the Fleuve Sandra. Girl, what are you doing living down here?
Lynette? What are you doing? You're not welcome
here. Oh, she really does not like Lynette.
I've been to the Fleuve Sandra plenty of times before. This is the first I'm hearing about me not being welcome.
Yeah, girl.
Things are different around here. You might be used to a crowd of bootlicking morons fawning over you wherever you go, but not down here. We know what you are.
I know what you are.
Bootlicking morons.
Oh my god, she's got a bone to pick with you, huh?
I've never met this kid before.
Kid.
Stop that! Go home now!
Jillian!
No buts. How many times do I have to tell you that had nothing to do with Lynette? If you don't leave right now, I swear I'll never invite you to one of my shows ever again.
Jillian!
Jenna is her name.
Just because Lady Farina speaks highly of you, it doesn't mean you're all that.
A few more choice words from Gina and she runs off.
I'm so sorry. Gina's always been a strong-willed child.
Wait, this Jillian person seems so sweet.
It's okay.
Jake, hello.
I have younger siblings too,
this is literally a visual novel mode from Genshin.
Huh? If you let angsty kids get you riled up,
but yeah,
they'll drain all your
we're
energy.
doing a newly released story mode that released with the Genshin patch, and
well, the situation's a little different.
It's a chance to get to know one of the characters that was introduced recently.
So, what brings you to the Fleuve Sandra?
Hey, so you were the original protagonist, right?
We heard about it from Maloney. He said you were originally supposed to play the lead.
Maloney, huh? Of course he
couldn't
keep his
yeah,
mouth
I'm
shut.
definitely enjoying it.
I'm sorry.
I like Genshin.
I never mentioned it because Director Mariyu was very clear that I mustn't let any of it affect you.
So Lynette got this letter.
This?
Yeah, you ruined this work hand over the. I love that they had to show off the letter every single time.
Who would do something like this?
Well, she doesn't seem that.
Don't be scared, Jillian.
It just doesn't seem like
Just
she
tell
wrote
us
it.
what you know.
Okay, I'll try.
It might have to be that big guy then we
It's
saw in the
true.
beginning.
I was originally cast as the lead in The Lost Puppet. I've worked with director Mariyu many times before, but only in minor roles. The audiences and critics never had much to say about me. Nothing terrible, but nothing amazing either. A few months ago, Mariyu started working on a new show, so I plucked up the courage to ask him if I could take the leading role. He was
she must feel
hesitant,
so
but he agreed to let
bad
me try
because
for
she
the part.
basically got the role
We did a
stolen
few
from her.
rehearsals, everything seemed to be going okay.
Like everything seemed like it would have been good.
There's been a change of plan.
Yeah, just a teeny change of plans.
The leading role.
Oh, am I losing frames?
Will now be played by Lynette.
I'm lagging. Hello?
Lynette? But she always turns these things down, doesn't she?
And that's why we cannot afford to waste this opportunity.
Yeah, my thing is lagging now. What's
Jillian,
going on?
I understand how you must be feeling. But Maloney and myself have to do what's best for the production as a whole. Next time, the lead will be yours. I promise.
Oh, well, too bad. That really sucks.
I was incredibly disappointed at first, but I also know full well that I don't have Lynette's star power. Without Lynette, how could we ever convince people to pay money to go and see a masked mime show? And if the show was a flop with me in the leading role, how would I answer to the director?
I feel
and the
so
rest of
bad
the
for her
cast?
though. That was a chance to have a
Then
leading role.
I got to meet you
This
on
just
stage
absolutely
and
got
found
stolen.
that you're really down to earth, in a way that not many celebrities are. You were kind to everyone, and your performance wasn't bad. Whatever disappointment I had left at that point, I certainly wasn't about to take it out on you.
By wasn't bad, you mean it wasn't great either. So, I'm guessing Maryu changed the script to simplify the protagonist, make her a dumbed-down version of the mechanical puppet that I could actually play.
Oh.
He did make some changes to the script, yes.
How do we get our hands on the original draft, though?
Jaik, one of the other actors. He likes to collect Dr. Maryu's old drafts because he hopes to be a director himself one day. He also lives nearby. I can arrange for you to meet him at the tavern.
Makes sense. I always see him talking to Maryu. Alright, see you at the tavern then.
I guess we're going over there. She's gone. I still think about her sister. Her sister seemed to really, really, really hate Lynette. Like, oh my god. After waiting at the tavern for, 5 hours
Sorry
later.
to keep you waiting.
Jillian brought me up to speed on the situation. I'm here to help however I can. Here, this is the script you're after.
Wait, what?
That's always the way with pen and paper drafts. Even the final script is full of last-minute changes by the director.
That's crazy.
There should be a cleaner copy of the original script in here somewhere. Sorry, it's all a bit mixed up. I just grabbed the whole stack of paper since I was in a rush.
No problem. Now activating
Search mode.
I'll go through one page.
You're gonna let Lynette do that? She's crazy. Oh, we're playing as her. Official script. I'm using my freaking cards. Girl, I failed the check. What about this one? I'm gonna do this. Bam. Oh, I passed the check. Check success. Maryu's name does appear in some earlier clippings, but mostly in articles bemoaning a series of lukewarm receptions for an experimental art form. I don't know what we accomplished with that. Investigate manuscript. Oh, I have to freaking pass the gotcha checks. Oh my god. Okay, we passed this one. Check success. Maryu wasn't happy with his edits. Okay, more gotcha. 15! Oh, okay, we passed. Maryu collaborated with people recently. Alright, let's try this one. Yes, more gotcha. Check success. In Act 4, the protagonist loses the ability to dance due to wear and tear in her circuitry. What?
The protagonist returns to the ruins where she began and performs a dance in honor of her deceased companions. She dances until her joints
She
have rusted
dies?
stiff and mechanical parts are falling from her body. Yep, that's not something a novice could hope to pull off after just a few months of rehearsals.
Dang, the basic plot is the same. She loses the ability to dance due to wear and tear in her circuitry. What? The simple set and solo performance.
Frankly, I think that the original script is much better, and the original lead is the best fit. Jillian, shall I go tell Mariu to put you back in the leading role?
What? Are you serious?
What?
But the next show is at the Opera Epiclese. It's such a huge opportunity.
But not such a rare one for me, though, right?
That's different. This isn't you as part of a magic duo. It's a chance to star as the main character in a show. You'll reach whole new heights of fame.
Fame in small doses has its perks, but too much and I'll get overloaded.
Sorry, I'm checking something really quick.
But if you play the lead, the fame will be yours, and I get to be free. Sounds like a win-win, don't you think?
It'll never work. There's no way Director Mariu or Maloney would ever agree to it. The set for Act 4 would need to change, as would all the marketing materials. And that would mean asking Maloney for a lot more Mora. Changing actors at the last minute is just too risky. If anything went wrong, it could bankrupt the whole troupe. Plus, Maloney's friends have already published a ton of articles saying how this is the role that Lynette was born to play. No one else can play the protagonist now. If Lynette quit the show and I took her place,
you would destroy the reputation.
If Lynette left, they'd sooner stop the whole show than let me take her place.
Stop the whole show? But all the people in the troupe, months and months of everyone's hard work would all be for nothing.
Mariu will try anything to keep Lynette on board. Is there any other way? Oh, we easily passed this check. Yeah. Judging from those documents, Mariu's true intent seems to be...
You do? What is it?
You explain your idea to the group?
That's a bold plan. I'm in.
You know, it's a little crazy, but it might.
Are we gonna make her pretend to be
No
Lynette?
way. It's not worth taking such a huge risk just for a chance to be in the spotlight.
Jillian, you said before, whatever disappointment I had left, I wasn't about to take out on you. In other words, that disappointment is still there, but you've kept it bottled up inside. Be honest. You still hope to play the leading role, don't you?
But the thought of putting so many people out just for my sake?
Oh.
You think they'd be put out? That's not how I see it.
Jillian, you were more dedicated than anyone during the rehearsals for the original script. We all saw how hard you worked for this role. And I think you know that unless we decide to make a stand here, the path we're on is only going
this
to
put
take us
Hazel's
further
Hangout,
and further
gives
from
Hazel's
our
Hangout a run
dreams,
for its
all of
money.
us. So take it from me, you would not be putting us out, not one bit.
Whether the plan succeeds is up to you.
Guys, okay, let's do it. I will play my part.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I knew you'd come around. All right, I'll let the rest of the troupe know, and we'll start preparing immediately.
Wonderful. This solves everything.
Wait, but what about the threat letter? Do you have any idea who sent it?
As long as we stick to the plan, I'll give up the lead role, so it won't matter anymore, right?
But surely you want to know who it's from. If they're out there and no one's keeping an eye on them, what if they come looking for you?
I doubt they will. It's supposed to be a threat, but they didn't even say what would happen if I don't meet their demands. Plus, the handwriting is kinda childish.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like a
I wonder if it
professional
actually is the
intimidator to me.
sister.
Who knows? Maybe it was just a fan of yours having a moment.
A fan? Of me?
Maybe there's someone out there who really appreciates your talent. Even in the supporting roles.
Could it be one of Jillian's fans? I think it's her sister. Oh, we have to roll high. Thank you. Okay, we did it. Does Julian's sister mentioned Furina spoke highly of Lynette? Where could she have heard that?
It's getting late. We should be leaving.
So
Come on.
suddenly? Sobbing? What?
I'm such an idiot.
Oh my god.
Sorry for manhandling you. You looked like you were seconds away from figuring out who sent the letter, so I had to act fast.
What?
Nothing gets past you.
Just because Lady FREMINET speaks highly of you, it doesn't mean you're all that.
I'm so sorry. Gina's always been a strong-willed child. That's why I never let her visit me at work.
Oh. Farina hasn't realized her official review of the Lost Puppet yet, which means Gina, disobeyed sister,
I
really came
guess
to
she
watch
must have
her.
snuck into the drinks reception and overheard our conversation with Farina. She idolizes Jillian, both as an older sister and an actress. And she watched as the dream role Jillian had been waiting to play for so long got snatched away from her by some amateur who's never acted before. To make matters worse, all the critics were hailing this amateur as a perfect fit for the role. And even Fontaine's former biggest star was praising her abilities.
She wrote the letter in a fit of
Yeah.
anger.
And that pretty much sums it up.
Are we gonna confront her
Like
about
I
it?
said, getting angry at angsty teenagers is draining.
It is very draining.
If it was my younger brother or sister and they found out I'd been treated unfairly or had an
Yeah, she
opportunity
has.
stolen
She
from
does.
me,
She do got her two brothers to
they'd
think about.
definitely do something far worse. I was in Jillian's position once. Back when LYNEY and I were starting out, before we got famous, we just had to take things a day at a time. Doing our shows, slowly trying to build up our reputation, so I can understand Gina's frustration. Still, she could definitely use some
Wait.
pro tips on how to write a threat letter.
She gave that evil stare?
No, the way she looks at me is indignant, frustrated, but not malicious.
No, there's still
Plus,
another guy
she didn't
after
even try
you.
to hide
Oh
how she
my.
felt. Whoever was giving me that evil stare was backstage. Blending into the crowd at a drinks reception is one thing, but trying to blend in backstage, where everyone's on high alert waiting to be called on stage, would be a lot more difficult. We'll find out who it is before too long.
She's not even
In
worried.
2 days' time, at the next show, I think it will become very
She
clear.
don't even give a rat's
On
ass
that
that she's
note,
getting threatened.
Guess I'll see you at the Opera House. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Alright, let's move on. Let me go to the Opera House. Actually, let me adjust time before I try to get ahead of myself. Oh my gosh, I hate this awkward time change thing. You know that what doesn't do this? Star Rail. Y'all, I'm so pumped for the Star Rail patch this week. I put out vlogs on my channel. I talked about how excited, I ranted for a little bit about how excited I am for the Star Rail patch. Go to the Opera Epiclès. The Orechis Mécanique Magnifique Cardinal. Run before I lose the window. Okay, let's get over here. I hate that we ran out of stamina already. Go, 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 go. This is load times. I feel like my internet's just been slowing down in general lately. Luckily, maybe it's because I'm streaming.
Oh, you're here. Lynette and Jillian are busy getting ready, so please come with me.
All right. Shortly after following I can't say his name. Act 1. Oh, the plays.
That puppet in the middle. Is that Lynette? She's so pretty.
I don't think that's Lynette.
It's starting. Keep your voice down.
The protagonist's dancer has been abandoned in some ruins. She suspects it's because of the health condition with her legs, but then she finds other abandoned puppets that look just like her. Her illness is just a mechanical breakdown. She's just a dancing puppet.
I thought it would be hard to follow, but in the end, it was actually very clear.
Even though her face was expressionless and she didn't speak the whole time, I felt like I could really understand how the protagonist was feeling.
Act 2, the journey. Some mechanical puppets believe in a myth. At the end of the world, there is a god of puppets who can turn puppets into human beings. But the myth is a lie, spread by someone With nothing but contempt for puppet kind, at the end of the journey, they were kidnapped, dismantled, melted down, and abused. Oh my god, the protagonist helped their companions escape, but in the process became trapped under the rubble.
Director Merriu really is a master of his craft. And so is the actress in the lead role.
I have a friend who saw the show on the opening day. They thought the critics overstated how good it was, but I gotta say, the protagonist is incredible.
Act 2 closes their thunderous applause from the
I can't believe it's only been a few days since the last show. Lynette's improved so much.
Has she?
Just, wow! I'm speechless. Words simply cannot do justice to the sheer excellence we witnessed from Lynette on stage today.
Your penchant for the hyperbolic strikes again, Amory. Clearly, you weren't at a loss for words when you were writing your article. I saw you hand it to the journalist. Trying to get your critique into the papers the moment the show is over, are you?
Well, you know how it is. The early critics get all the readers. Wouldn't you agree, Merriu?
So, where's the big guy? Did I miss him? Yeah, this guy, this Maloney. I think it's Maloney. I think it has to be
The first half was a huge success. Even I could tell the acting was top tier.
My apologies, Mr. Maloney. Please excuse me for a second.
That Jake person left, by the way.
To have a little
Not
talk
surprised.
with my actors.
Oh, very well. Hey, while you're at it, this might be a good time to talk future collaborations with Lynette.
Are you guys sure this is gonna work? What if Director Merriu pushes back? We're already halfway there. We can't back out now. All we need to do is stick to the plan.
What is this plan that you're so intent on hiding from me,
Director Merriu!
Director Merriu!
I thought you were talking to Maloney and the critics.
Fontaine and Armory have both finished their articles. I went to greet them as a mere formality, but you seem to have availed yourselves of my absence during the first half to defy me. What have you done? Was that really Lynette playing the lead role?
Well done, director. You saw through it.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Here he is, the protagonist. Here she is, the protagonist, I mean.
Director Merriu? I was the one playing the lead role just now.
I switched costumes and masks with Jillian so that I could be the protagonist's companion and stay out of the limelight.
Lynette, why on earth would you do this?
You know my acting is amateur. The only reason I'm being seen as a pro, let alone a pioneer, is because you have critics supporting the show.
Now
If
the
they'd
audience
seen me
is
in the
out
leading
there.
role during the first half, they wouldn't be expecting anything more. But what happens now that they've seen Jillian in the role? If you force me to play the lead in the second half, they'll be wondering, why is the actress suddenly giving such an underwhelming performance right at the climax of the whole story? These are just some of the questions that will be on everyone's minds during the second half. And those questions will follow them out the doors of the theater after the show ends. There's only one way for you to save your reputation. And that's to keep Jillian as the lead all the way to the end.
Absolutely
Yeah, you're
not.
all tricked,
I'd sooner
dude.
announce that we're having technical difficulties and need to stop the show. If I keep Jillian as the lead for the second half, what do you think will happen in the curtain call when she takes her mask off?
Isn't that
Everyone
for
will
the
see
best?
that we've changed actors. What will your fans think? They're only here because of you. And what about all the critics who support you? If we get on the wrong side of them, it'll be the death of the whole show. There'd be tickets to refund, fines to pay for breach of contract. The whole troupe's hard work would go down the drain. Don't you see how much this would cost us? You can't just take a job on a whim, then abandon your responsibility the moment you don't feel like doing it anymore. You're playing games with other people's hopes and dreams.
Director Merriu, please. You're not being fair to Lynette.
Actually, Jillian, he's half right. I did kind of take this on a whim. But my responsibility here is making sure you get back the role that
Yeah,
belongs to you.
Lynette's so sweet.
And I guess part of that responsibility lies with me, considering I badgered you into accepting the job.
Did you bring your props?
Sorry I'm a little late to the show. Work's been keeping me pretty busy lately.
Lenny? What do you want?
Yeah,
Do
you don't
can
like
snap your
Liddy?
fingers and make all my problems
You sure
magically
can,
disappear?
asshole.
That might be a little tricky.
Oh, never
but
mind.
Instead, I could make something else magically appear.
Ta-da! What is this?
What's this?
A draft complaint letter, my contract, your legal fees, reimbursement for the tickets, and an advance on the penalty fee for
So
breach of
Lynette's
contract.
dropping y'all, is
Mr.
what I'm
Maryu,
hearing?
I'm stepping down from the leading role.
Oh.
Regardless of whether you choose to cancel the rest of today's show.
If you do suffer unforeseen financial losses from this, you're free to seek damages as per the contract. And if you want to file a lawsuit, there's a draft here that you can use if you need it.
What? I can't believe this. You're literally handing me a lawsuit against you with a straight face. Of course. All this Mora, it's a
They don't
pittance
care,
to you,
yeah.
isn't it?
They're rich,
Must
yeah.
be nice to have the luxury of prior success and fame. Look at us. We're huge stars.
Oh my
One
god,
day
he's
we
like a
wanna
different
go on
person. He seems so
stage.
nice in the
next we feel
beginning,
like
and
backing
now...
out of the contract. But that's okay. We're famous. We can afford it. You have no respect for other people's work. You're treating other people's hopes and dreams
What
like
about
a big
her,
joke.
though?
You don't give a hoot how much this
What
show means
about-
to other people. You don't even care that the whole production might have to shut down
What
because
about
of you.
Jillian?
That's not true. I do care. And I'm under no illusion as to how much this show means to you.
Oh, brilliant deduction there.
He's
of
so
course it means a lot
angry.
to me. This is my show. That's the only reason I asked you to be in it in the first place.
Really? Then why do your eyes tell a different story?
Huh?
The way you look at me, it's full of contempt. Almost as if I've destroyed your work of art.
So it was Maryu. He's the one looking at Lynette with contempt.
What? I would never think that.
A couple days ago, I asked some associates to do some digging for me. I was interested to know who else you invited to play the lead apart from Lynette. Surprise, surprise. Turns out that all the other famous actresses you asked either had prior commitments or weren't a good fit for the role. They all turned you down.
And
He
I would have
sounded
turned
so-
you down too, if not for an unlikely set of coincidences.
You didn't send those invitations because you were looking for a better actress than Jillian, but because your investor wanted a big name in your show.
Damn.
Right.
Director Maryu.
It's clear that Jillian's an outstanding actress.
To get Maloney on your side, you chose to make Jillian the understudy, and then look for an opportunity for her to take the lead.
I bet you were
Lynette's
torn at first,
acting
weren't you?
debut.
Do you stick to the tried and tested formula? Choose Lynette, use her celebrity to get the critics on your side so that you and your investors can line your pockets?
Or do you choose Jillian, so that you and your longtime collaborator can stage the show of your dreams? The original,
You were lured
unedited
in by
version of the Lost
money.
Puppet.
Ultimately, you betrayed yourself by choosing Lynette.
I didn't. I didn't betray
You
myself.
did, dude.
You mentioned prior success and fame earlier, but you're a well-known director yourself, with countless works to your name. Wouldn't that make you successful too? Or maybe, deep down, none of your current achievements really count as success to you.
Right now, you have an opportunity to send Jillian onto that stage and perform the second half as you always imagined it. Your work would be displayed for all of Fontaine to see, in its true, perfect form.
Did you say perfect?
Or will you act now before Maloney and the critics can protest and make your dream come true on the stage? And Jillian's dream. In fact, the dreams of the whole troupe.
The whole troupe?
Director
Yes,
Maryu.
sir.
Actually, most of the money LYNEY brought came from us. We all chipped in.
We've worked with you for many years
Yeah,
now. Your troupe has been here
let
for
her
you all
live
the
out her
way, from the
dreams.
empty theaters where we first performed to the opera house today. We watched as you slowly started down a path you used to despise. The path of
Damn.
powerful
They
connections,
all been
drinks,
new on it.
receptions, backdoor deals with critics, and collaborations based on fame instead of talent.
But this is just a temporary measure. I did it for the good of the troupe. And besides, this is how the whole industry works. Everyone else is doing it.
Yes, we know. back when you started, you had to bite the bullet and do these things to keep the troupe afloat. But then what happened? You began to embrace these methods more and more, becoming so reliant on them that every show you put out is overhyped by the media, and every script you write is edited to suit some celebrity's needs. Surely you must have noticed what's happening. While we've been performing at bigger and bigger theaters with each show, the applause is getting quieter and quieter each night. And the criticism from people who've seen the show is growing. Maloney's friends are sycophants. They don't care if the audience is disappointed because the show doesn't live up to their glowing reviews. They praise the things they like and skirt around the things they don't.
Look, I know everyone's using the same promotional tactics, but does that really make it okay?
Well, it's just a stopgap solution.
No, dude,
as soon as I've made enough more,
you done
I'll
played
stop.
yourself.
Next time, huh? Yeah. Next time, you won't use your connections. Next time, you won't pay off the critics. Next time, you'll let Jillian play the lead.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. If you make some money once, you'll want to do it again. Then again. Slowly but surely, you turn your back on your dreams.
I won't turn my back on my dreams any longer, Director Mariu. Never again.
Never.
Me neither.
Alright, today's the day. Please tell me I don't fail this gotcha check. Oh, we definitely are not failing this gotcha check. Wait, we did oh, we barely passed it.
I had dreams too.
We literally were about to fail it, actually. That would have been so funny. Alright, the final act. They told her you have been buried here for thousands of years. Mechanical puppets now rule the world. It turned out the puppets who had started the uprising were none other than the protagonist's companions. She only wishes for one thing when asked by your companions.
The plot here seems a little different from what the reviews said.
The protagonist wanted to return to the stage, so the puppets replaced all her parts with the latest ones available, built her a grand opera house, and summoned a huge audience.
And in the end,
she I love the allegory the second half has with Jillian.
Hey, no spoilers! Huh? Wait, hang on, that's not even what's happening. The set has changed back to the one from the first act.
Oh, Archons.
Oh, Archons.
Let this work out.
They can't
no
say,
need to be
oh
so
god.
nervous, Director Mariu. We only told you Lynette would be quitting the show to get you to make a decision. We wanted you to believe that this show would have to end after today, no matter what you decided. But in truth, I believe that if we choose our words carefully, there's no reason we can't get Maloney to come around and keep the show going.
You two should definitely keep in touch.
You really thought this plan through. But I'm not upset about what you've done. What's worrying me now isn't how Maloney will react or whether the show will get cancelled. It's the audience. I've always thought the original script is better, but will it move them like I've always hoped? When Jillian does her curtain call, will they applaud her? What if people only came to see the show for Lynette? And because of the reviews, what if they don't really care about the show at all?
I think we're gonna be just fine.
It feels like I've been hiding inside my safe little castle for too long. And now I'm scared to go outside the walls and hear what people really think.
We're right here with you. We'll watch it to the end.
Act 4, Amidst the Ruins, original script. The protagonist rejects the other puppet's offer of new parts in a grand stage built in her honor. Her only wish is to see her companions again, but she is told they gave their lives for the revolution. The protagonist returns to the ruins alone to where her journey first began. She performs one last dance before the graves of her companions. Her circuitry burns out, her parts come loose. She keeps dancing until her body completely shuts down. It's taken her 1,000 years, but at last she finally found a reason for dancing.
Wow. Okay, this ending is much better.
I love how they brought back the set from Act 1 and gave it a whole new meaning. What a fantastic twist.
Look at Lynette and Jillian.
It's the moment of truth. The applause continue after I take off the mask. I could always leave my mask on. You never know.
Nope, the truth is out. Farina? Wait, did she knew? She's smiling. Dang, well, it seems they're still clapping.
This is what fame looks like. When it's truly
I love this
deserved.
music. Yes, everyone laugh, be happy, be merry.
Jillian, you were amazing! Syra was tearing up when you did your final solo dance. Well, so are you.
Really? I was so nervous. My legs felt like they turned to jelly.
What looked like an actor unsteady on her feet was in fact a poignant expression of the protagonist's frailty in her last moments.
Or whatever.
Or whatever.
Hey, Mario! What the heck was that? Why wasn't Lynette playing the lead?
Our articles are already going to press. You better have a good explanation for this.
It was my...
Hey now, it was all of our...
Hold on. The decision was mine, and mine alone. They had nothing to do with it. If you have any concerns, gentlemen, then please direct them to me.
Marry you? So it was you? Well then, I trust you'll have no objection to me pulling the plug.
What do you
on this
mean pulling the
production.
plug? The show's over. Time for Act 5.
Director Mariu, Mr. Maloney, what on earth is going on? Why was Lynette not in the lead role? It took a lot of convincing from me for her to accept the role, and I had to turn down some big work opportunities to come and watch her performance today. You have some explaining to do.
Lenny's faking
Lenny, it was all his idea. Marry you. Explain yourself.
Wait, Lenny, as a matter of fact, this was a piece of performance art. In this play, the masks and costumes serve to obscure the differences between characters.
What are we doing?
And by extension,
Are they just trying to come up with a
between
fancy
human
explanation
and
to convince these investors?
We took that idea to the next level with an actor swap, blurring the lines between one performer and the next. So it's in service of the ambitious artistic goals of the production.
What?
It's similar to deceiving the audience in a magic show.
Yeah.
We employed this technique as a
Sure.
means of
Yeah, let's
breaking
go with
the
that
fourth
story.
wall. It allows the audience to more intuitively understand the cognitive dissonance felt by the protagonist as a machine trying to reconcile the notion of her humanity. The audience's experience mirrors the protagonist's own confusion and becomes part of
Even
the
Lynette's
artistic
getting into
performance
this.
itself.
She actually, this is the most energetic she's sound this entire
What
hangout.
is this nonsense?
Oh, I see. Well, bravo, Director Mariu. You even had me fooled.
That's probably more because you just don't really understand avant-garde art very well, Lenny.
Maybe so, maybe so. Well, perhaps it went over my head, but I'm sure our experts here saw the whole thing coming a mile away.
Sure.
You must have worked it out by the end of the first half, surely. Mr. Amory, I just heard that you managed to write your review after just the first 2 acts.
I'm sure that will help Director Mariu setting future audience up at a surprise twist at the end.
Yes, you're right. Director Mariu and I are old friends. You should have said something. Then I could have played along even better.
Yes.
Well, to deceive the audience, you must first deceive your closest companions. I have to give credit to Lynette and her experience in performing magic. That's what inspired me to take my art to the next level.
You mean your show was partly inspired by Lynette's background in magic? Well, in that case, I'll have to plug it to everyone I know.
Unfortunately, I think Mr. Maloney is going to cancel the show.
Well,
Cancel the
very
show?
unfortunate, I know.
Mr. Maloney, is this true?
While I accept that deceiving the audience in the manner you did certainly has artistic merit, this is not a magic show, and we don't want our audience demanding their money
I think
back.
the audience seemed very happy
A very
with the
valid
twist.
criticism, and one that I humbly accept. If that happens, we're prepared to reimburse and apologize to any audience members who weren't satisfied with the experience. Plus, it looks like Jillian is better than me at
Yeah.
delivering the excellence people want to see. I'm sure audiences will be very happy with the show if she's allowed to stay in the leading role.
Maloney, I believe there should still be time to tweak my article.
Yeah, there's a
From the
little
look on
bit.
Lynette's face, I think she's being sincere.
Oh,
I love the
one other
scamming we're
thing.
doing here.
We managed to get a meeting with Lady Farina earlier. All thanks to the Traveler's reputation, of course. Anyway, she agreed to write a review focusing on Jillian's performance and the quality of the show as a whole. She promised to give her honest opinion, and I'm sure today's audience will be discussing her performance too. There's sure to be a variety of opinions.
Oh, I mean, art at its finest, clearly.
I love that. I love the trickery.
I'll
You know,
have to
it's
give it
very
some
Lyney and
thought before I
Lynette to have
decide
some
exactly
method of
what to
trickery
write.
going on around here, right?
Oh, of course. Always good to put some thought into these things. Especially now, with a growing range of voices out there. I imagine competition for readers becomes more fierce when everyone's discussing the topic.
Quarantine, Amory, let's go.
The sour-faced Maloney leaves with the critics in tow. Oh my gosh, that took forever. Alright, let me get my mail. Alrighty, let's talk about what just happened.
Thank you both so much. Without the two of you, who knows how much further down that cynical path I would have gone.
Yeah.
I always told myself that once I'd made enough Mora, I'd get back to doing what I loved. But somewhere along the way, I started to lose sight of what that was.
No.
Just like those critics with their dishonest reviews, I became all about the trappings of success, at the expense of the art itself. You're right. Yes, I'm a very lucky man. Anyway, enough about my problems. What are we going to do about the threat letter that Lynette received? I've been looking into it a lot over the past couple of days, but it doesn't seem like it was one of our competitors after all.
I think it was the sister.
Yes,
Yeah.
about that.
Lynette, do you...
Oh, Gina's apologizing.
Wait, you're Jillian's sister, right?
I'm sorry. Gina insisted on coming to see Lynette. I couldn't stop her.
Lynette, I'm sorry!
Aw. Lynette just saw me a glance that she's unsure which mode to use. Oh, let's try to pass this check, please. I failed! Oh wait, I passed. Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
Wait,
Oh, do you mean when we ran into you at the Fleuve Sandra? And you said some mean things to me?
She sounds so
As I recall,
condescending.
you were only trying to look out for your sister. It was just a few words spoken in anger. Don't worry. Whatever it was you said, I've already forgotten.
Oh.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I see. Well, it sounds like Gina knows what she did was wrong. Owning up to your mistakes and committing to do better in the future is what counts.
I understand that feeling of wanting to stand up for your family when they're being mistreated. Really, I do.
Yeah, she got
But
her brothers.
Next time, maybe consider a different tactic. Something you can pull off more effectively, and without arousing suspicion.
Stop giving her ideas.
got it. Thank you, Lynette.
Why do I feel like I'm missing something here?
Don't worry
Hey,
about
here you
it.
are.
I was wondering where you'd all run off to.
Great! Everyone's in one place. That makes... What do you think? It's group photo
Group
time!
photo.
We have to commemorate
Hooray.
the debut of the Lost Puppet Director's Edition. Okay, everyone?
Definitely
we all have
Director's
pretty
Edition.
awkward smiles on our faces in the photo from Hotel de Boer, so this time, no forced smiles allowed.
Oh, am I really not allowed to force a smile?
Just be genuinely
I'll
happy.
try,
Make a
I
happy mode.
suppose. I think I can manage.
Lynette, Traveler, come on! You two should be right in the middle. 3, 2, 1, smile!
Show me the ending. Oh, thank goodness gracious. Roaring success. It's as fine as long as your smile is genuine. Oh my gosh, these routes are so long. Luckily, we just have to get one alternate ending, and I'm pretty sure this one's short. Yeah, let's go see. Let's choose something different. Alright, can I skip?
Thank you.
This skip feature's amazing. Alright, wait and see how things play out.
That letter? I was the one who wrote it.
What?
Dun dun dun.
Gina? So it was you?
Director, it's time for... Oh.
Oh, this is the bad ending.
Weird energy here.
Oh, the awkward ending.
I think we came at a bad time.
Whoopsie.
Gina must have been worried sick about me. I'm sure even she wouldn't do something so stupid if she was in her right mind.
I feel bad that I chose the bad ending next.
I'm so sorry. I promise I'll make it up to you somehow.
Jillian, no! This is completely my fault, and I'm the one who should have to bear the consequences. I got the wrong end of the stick and completely misjudged Lynette.
Well, since I haven't actually suffered any losses, seeking
Lynette's
redress
trying to take
could be
advantage of the
difficult.
situation.
Maybe we could just let this one slide.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes,
After
of course
all,
he's sure.
Gina wouldn't be the first person to ever misjudge me, right?
True. True.
In any case, I think we can all agree it was a misunderstanding.
This is kind
and
of
nothing
dumb
more.
to have it as an extra
No
ending
need
like
to
this.
overcomplicate things.
But considering how long
Still,
each main branch
I was
is,
wrong to
maybe
write that
it's
letter.
fine that
I should own up
the
to my
alternate
actions.
ending is right
Make
at the
it up
end.
to you in some way.
If that's what you really want, then how about
Wait,
helping
I
out
like this
backstage?
ending more. Helping out backstage.
Backstage?
Yeah, come join.
The crew could always use an extra hand. Plus, it'll give your older sister a chance to keep an eye on you and stop you getting into any more trouble.
Thank you, Lynette. Really, thank you so much.
Okay, this ending was better actually. A few days later, you once find your way into Opera House again.
Is it? I'm so much more at home here in the audience. I get to sit on a comfy seat.
Yeah,
and I don't have
audience
to
seems to
activate
suit
my
you more.
energy-consuming modes all the time.
Wait, you gave Gina the supporting
Mary
role?
said she's a very promising young actress, and she has natural chemistry with her older sister. In their capable hands, the show doesn't need me to attract an audience anymore. Phew. Freedom at last.
You don't feel disappointed? Wait, isn't Lynette
Fame
already
is
famous?
more trouble than it's worth. I'd rather leave that side of things to my brother and the others. I'm happiest when I get to sit in a quiet place, watch them do their thing, and cheer them on.
Like you're doing
Yep,
now.
exactly like I'm doing now.
And that's the other ending. A seat in the audience where there is someone performing on the stage, there will be others clapping in the audience. Okay, that was a very Lynette ending, actually. That suits her so well. Alright, we have one more ending to get. We need to get the alternate ending. After successfully persuading Lynette, the situation seems to have changed. We have to figure this out then. This is the final route, and it's actually a really quick one, I think, because this route is supposed to only be 3 hours. Let's wrap this up, people, because literally I want to go home. Skip.
I didn't like that.
How about you do neither?
Huh?
If it was that urgent, someone would have come by now.
What you're saying is, since nobody's come looking,
Yeah, let's just do
I
nothing.
can just keep hanging out with Bonnie for a bit longer? Is that really okay?
Okay. Persuasion? Oh, I passed. Okay.
You make a good point.
So if anyone tries to come looking for you, they'll find you.
Okay, well, assuming Bonnie hasn't strayed too far from where she went missing, there's a chance we might bump into her owner in either the Steambird offices or the restaurant. So, stick around here in standby mode?
Definitely.
Yeah, that suits me. Oh, good idea. Bonnie's definitely hungry.
Let's get snacks and
May
cat
as well.
food.
We could be here a while.
Just do nothing.
When I was trying to find somewhere I could space out earlier, I mean,
I also need a place to
collect my
space out
thoughts,
right now, actually.
I figured the cafe might be a good shot.
Yeah.
Alright then. Plan of action? Spend the whole day spacing out. I mean...
Standby
in
mode.
Standby mode.
Is that really the ending? That is amazing. Anyway, We just speed ran a Lynette route. That's so funny. Anyway, we did it. We got all the endings. Thank goodness. We got all the endings. And Lynette's hangout is over and done. That is probably one of the longest hangouts, up there with Hazo. Because Hazo's hangout is also ridiculously long like this too. However, Hazo's, they did a very good job like giving more depth to either endings you chose, but the main two routes here were both really long. I prefer the theater route way more than the cat investigation route. But yeah, this is very good. This is a very good hidden gem of 4.5. I enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the second half of this hangout event a lot more than the first half. So yeah, the plan is I'm pretty much done covering 4.5 content. I'm gonna pretty much move on and check out whatever new story content has for Honkai Star Rail. Alright, I'm gonna end things here. I need to go get in standby mode myself. Alright, bye-bye now.